Welcome, 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 everybody. Appreciate you joining us this evening. This is Blathering Backstage. Producer Steve is my name. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hoping we got everything all worked out here. I put this all together very quickly here at the end of the evening, so I want to make sure we're all good here. Got some folks already ready to call in. I've got a fun little agenda for us this evening. We're going to play some RimWorld. We're going to do some calls. We've got some great topics lined up. No one's telling me they can't hear me yet, so that's a good sign. So that means things are working. We're going to get into the RimWorld here in just a moment, and then I will go over our agenda for this evening. A couple folks we've got calling in that I want to hear some things from while we hang out. Anyway, we hear you. Excellent. That's always good. That is always good. So, what are we going to do this evening? Let me pull up. Now that we know that everything is okay, let me pull up the RimWorld. Let's get in it. Pause. All right, we're going to have to let me know how loud it is because this music's a little loud for me, so I'm going to turn it down a wee bit. There we go. That's better. Okay. So, I am ready. Am I ready for my close-up? I guess I am now. We're here. We're back in the game. It's gonna take me a minute to remember what the hell we were doing here. But I think we're in a pretty good spot. Last time I remember when we left, we had we'd gotten ourselves kind of sustained at least for a little while. People aren't actively dying or fighting each other, so that's a good spot. So we'll get to our calls here pretty soon. Where are you supposed to be? So, am I? Yes, you're exactly where you're supposed to be, Addie. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. That is perfect. So I'm gonna make sure all my stuff over here is good. I'm gonna turn on that StreamYard audio. Oh, you know what? I thought I figured out. If I go like this now, is it still showing? No, it doesn't. Excellent. That's working good. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so let me check this out real quick. Yeah, so let's talk about what we're doing this evening. Besides the RimWorld, we're going to have Addie on here soon to talk about Taylor Swift's quarter-life crisis and whether or not she had, well, first, whether she had one, and then if she did, I want to know all about it. McCarcel says, remember you enslaved a prisoner, Steve. Yeah, we did something like that. We didn't enslave a prisoner. No. Whoa. Hold on. I back up. Now I was just repeating whatever I saw in the chat. That was like a Ron Burgundy thing. We did not enslave anybody, for the record. We didn't enslave anyone. I think someone voluntarily decided to join our circle of friends as the Blatherites. But we'll get to that momentarily. We need to get him some clothes. That reminds me. So yeah, we're going to do that. Brady's going to call in at some point, I hope, to talk about the Lakers. $10 billion the Lakers were sold for today. So Brady's going to tell us all about that, what that means. That is, if that's true, if that number is actually what they go for, and this is how this all goes down, that would, by far and away, be the record for the most the sports team's ever gone for. So, and maybe Addie will also give us a little bit of a Rays update, considering I saw there was some news there. But I think there's good news. Looks like the Rays will be staying in Tampa if they are sold to someone else, assuming they can get themselves a new ballpark. Certainly seems like you coerced a prisoner into joining up. Well, coerce, recruit, bribe, threaten. These are all interchangeable words in the realm of what we do here on RimWorld. But it's all situational. It's all situational. So yeah, that is on the agenda for this evening. I'm gonna set up one more little thing. We've also got the wheel too. That's the other thing I don't want to leave out. If anyone is interested in ye old wheel, so Addie, Brady, whoever else wants to call in, and I'll get the link up there as well in just a moment. Let me do that right now. If you want to call in, there is the link to call on in, and we'll get you in here. I'm gonna pin that real quick before we get going. Pin the link. There we go. Boom. So if you're on the YouTube, you can go ahead and click on that. Come on in if you've got anything you want to talk about, if you've got questions, yada yada yada. You know how all that goes. Oh, I don't have my iPad set up to do my OBS stuff nice and easy. This is what happens. I was watching Netflix like 15 minutes ago, so I didn't have enough time to prep. But I had to get that family time in. All right. Let's do this. Back in here. So yeah, Brady's gonna talk Lakers. And the other thing, anyone who's here who can explain this to me, Karen Reed. Yeah, you guys are already talking about it on in the chat here between Ethan and Addie. Yeah, Addie's gonna explain Karen. So Addie, you've got lots of stuff to do today, so you're just gonna come hang out. I don't want this to be a thing where you show up till you fall asleep again, but we're asking a lot of you today, but I know you're gonna deliver, so I'm not worried about that. So yeah, so Taylor Swift, Karen Reed, and you know that all that stuff. It's okay that StreamYard isn't live. I explained this last time, Addie. Don't worry about it. I got it. It's all good. We just use StreamYard for you and I to be able to talk, and I bring you onto the call and stuff because I am piping in the sound from StreamYard into what's broadcasting to YouTube. It's a whole nerdy thing. So as long as the people can hear me, which evidently they can, and if the people can hear you momentarily when I bring you on, we're going to be in a good spot. So anyway, let me move my microphone so it's not in my face. No more squeaky microphone. Look at that. I'm moving. Look at that. A little squeak there, but nothing too bad. Nothing too. You might have been able to hear me last time. Oh, that's because I'm not on the stage. Watch. If I do this now, Addie, I bet you're going to be able to hear me now in StreamYard because now I'm on the stage. Yeah, thumbs up. Yeah. See, it's the little things. Sometimes it's the little things. I actually like this better because that means I can look over here and see what I'm doing too. So anyway. With that being said, Addie, if you are ready, I am ready to hear some Taylor Swift stuff. So I'm going to bring you on here. You're going to open the floor with some Taylor stuff. I'm going to get to our colony, as we were calling it. And again, not in the negative sense. I'm just going to stop bringing attention to it and just live with it. But that's what we're going to do here. Addie, you are here. You're not on camera. Don't worry. I can see you. I'm the only person that can see you.
I know. I just realized I was only waving to you, but, you know. Hi.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Hello. I turned you down just a wee bit. Let me know if Addie's too loud, too soft, and I can update that. I just turned you down just a wee bit. So if we need to turn Addie back up, let me know. Addie, thank you for joining us.
Of course. Happy to be here.
I'm not trying to mansplain anything to a doctor. I would never try to explain anything to Addie. That would not go well. I need you to explain things to me. So would you like to start with the Swift report, or would you like to start with Karen Reed? Where do you want to go first?
I would like to not start with Tampa because I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. This was on. Someone in the chat might be able to. Or if Brady's here too, he might be able to. If he shows up, he might be able to tell us. But I saw this chatter was on Blue Sky today. So the Rays are kind of in the May get sold camp right now. They're kind of they might be having a new owner soon. One of the interested parties is someone in Jacksonville, I guess. And so there was worry there for 48 hours. Oh my gosh, are the Rays going to leave? They don't have a stadium. They are ripe to leave. Blah 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 blah. But those were quickly stamped out by the parties involved, saying any sale of the Rays at this time would not involve the team relocating. So that is all. It's all good news as of now.
Okay. Yeah, no, yeah. I thought you were going to make me talk about this game I'm watching. Which
oh, no, I'm not going to make it. No.
Inadvertently turned into a bullpen game because the Rays starting pitcher got pulled after an inning and a third because they went up 8-0.
Thank you, Osvetnik, for letting me know on the volume thing. No, Addie, I hear you. The last thing I'm going to do is talk about a singular baseball game on June 18th, just because none of this matters. Let's be honest. As long as
that's
it's
true,
not.
That's true. Let's talk after the All-Star break. As long as you aren't the Colorado Rockies, let's talk after the All-Star break.
Right. Okay. Fair. Yeah. The Colorado Rockies and there's like the White Sox too. They were like historically bad too, I think. Right.
Yeah. I try not to say anything bad about the White Sox because one of my very dear friends and coworkers is a very big White Sox fan. And he told me he's listened to some of the Blathering, whether it was this or the main show, I'm not sure. So I don't want to say anything bad about the White Sox.
I'm gonna assume I'm going to assume it's the Blathering, because we know that this little show is just really our little tight knit clubhouse, as Ken likes to say.
Well,
but we're gonna keep
he follows
growing
me
as we
on
can.
Blue Sky though, Steve.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
So
okay.
he could have seen this. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Well, now you know. So I taught you something. Look at that. I taught a doctor something. I can feel
Yeah.
good about that today.
Yeah, now I can repay the favor. Do you want me to talk about something I know a lot about or something I know a little bit about? Where do we want to start?
Let's start with let's get you going. So let's go with Taylor Swift.
Okay.
I think that's the best place to start, and then because you can use that momentum going into the Karen Reed story. So go ahead. And I'm going to get us started on our RimWorld adventures here. But you please continue.
Please do. Please do. I really enjoy watching you play this game.
Thank you. That means a lot.
I didn't think I was going to be perfectly honest.
I appreciate your honesty. We're going to play other games here too. Go
ahead. To catch the audience up in case they missed the Monday.
Well, our last show on Backstage was Saturday.
The last episode of the Blathering
was Monday,
live with Ken Napstott.
That was Monday.
We talked about quarter-life crises because the new film Quarter-Life Crisis, starring our own dear Ken Napstott, amongst other people, had a lovely little segment. You can watch it here on the Backstage, or you can go watch the entire episode on Ken's YouTube channel. And so the topic of the evening was quarter-life crises.
Oh, we finished batteries. Oh, this is good. Okay, yeah.
And after the episode, Steve messaged me and asked, has Taylor Swift ever had a quarter-life crisis that I'm aware of? And the short answer to that question, of course, dear audience, is yes, she has.
Okay.
Because and now I want to be perfectly clear, this is speculation and conjecture. I wish I personally knew Taylor Swift. But if you ask me, she had a quarter-life crisis, and the outcome of that quarter-life crisis was the Reputation album.
Okay, so that's the kicker. The Reputation album was the quarter-life. I thought it was going to be, okay, I was going to be shallow and say it was one of her relationships, and it was like, oh, Harry Styles or something was her quarter-life crisis. I don't know. I don't know anything about her. I don't know the specifics on the dating history. I just know it's illustrious.
So I reference very strongly the documentary Miss Americana. If you would like more insight into Taylor Swift and some of the Taylor Swift personality and history and whatnot, I highly recommend Miss Americana. It is a documentary on Netflix about Taylor Swift and with access to Taylor Swift. So very good. But in that documentary, she points out one of the truths of this era, which is that she disappeared from public view. No one saw her for over a year because that's what she thought the people wanted. This was directly after the Kim Kardashian Kanye debacle where they recorded her without her knowledge, and it turns out doctored those tapes to make it sound like she was okay with the Kanye reference in the song that I can't even remember the song, even though he called her words that I won't repeat, and then when she tried to say that she didn't give that okay, they called her a snake, and they had the tapes to prove it, even though it turns out they doctored the tapes, and that's not what they said, blah, blah, blah. And the world really sort of turned on Taylor Swift in that moment. And so she, and that had been brewing for a while with, some of the hate for that she's going through men like crazy and all. She's got all of these models for friends, and she's too skinny because it turns out that we had given her an eating disorder, and that's why she was too skinny. And all of this hate that she was getting, she disappeared from public view for over a year. This was when she started dating her former boyfriend, Joe Alwyn, which would wind up being a 6 or 7 year relationship. that ended quite badly. We have a whole album about it.
Okay.
This is the boyfriend. This is the serious boyfriend she had prior to Travis.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because he for a long time, right?
6 or 7 years.
Right. Okay.
So this was the point at which she met Joe. She sort of disappeared from public life, and at the end of that year and change, she reemerges with the Reputation album. She that she doesn't have to be the sweet little girl. Like, she goes into the doc that, like, for years music executives had told her that, like, good girls smile and say thank you, good girls don't have opinions, good girls don't, like, do all of these things. And at the end of that, we get Reputation. We get a slightly more outspoken Taylor, Taylor who has taken sides in presidential elections since 2016, which is something she had never done before, or maybe 2020.
So she didn't publicly say anything in 2016. Really? That's
No,
surprising.
no, she didn't. It was 2020.
Okay.
Or I think 2020 was the first time she endorsed somebody. I don't think she endorsed Hillary in 2016. I have a computer.
Well, I'm playing video games, so. How dare she have an opinion?
Yeah, no, she was apolitical in the 2016 election, but she started getting political, I think, in the wake of some of the school shootings that happened, like Parkland and whatnot. And then, yeah, finally in 2020, she came out in support of Joe Biden. Of course, she famously backed Kamala in 2024. And so I would classify that as her quarter life crisis. Like, she came out the other side with a voice, with an identity, and no longer apologizing for who she is.
Right. Okay. That sounds like, well, but that's like a good quarter life. That's like the kind of quarter life crisis where she, like, kind of grew up and got her shit together and kind of started taking ownership for herself, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that's empowering, isn't it?
And like I said, if you're at all interested in Taylor Swift,
yeah, the documentary,
highly recommend the Miss Americana doc. Very good, very good. Very insightful.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you a question then, because this isn't to play a devil's advocate, but this is more of just a curiosity. What was the when has your girl Taylor let you down the most? When have you been most disappointed in Taylor Swift? You personally and or the fandom? Was there a moment that there was like a collective gasp, a jaw drop, that you feel like everyone, I don't want to say a schism in any way, because I don't think that's necessarily the case. I feel like her fandom is pretty much together in a lot of stuff, but is there anything that, like, made you question your loyalties? I don't mean to put you on, and it's fine to be put on the spot. Take all the time in the world to think, because we're just going to sit here and watch producer Stan put down wood floors. Because we're expanding the bottom of our estate here. Go ahead.
I cannot speak for the fandom, because the fandom is large and diverse, and also, despite the amount of knowledge that I bring to the Backstage, it's easy to look like an expert in something when most of the people around me know absolutely nothing. I am not deep in the Taylor Swift fandom. I have trained my algorithm to teach me things, but, like, I am not diving for Easter eggs and, like, checking.
You're telling me this Zodiac killer stuff. You're talking about 12 eyes and, like, what do you mean? Like, that's a hard thing.
This is all stuff that my Instagram algorithm tells me, Steve. I've trained it well.
Okay.
I don't notice these things. I learn about them on the internet.
Okay. Oh man, I have this, like, neat little thing I'm gonna turn on. Hold on.
So I can't speak for the fandom as a whole. I'm trying to think if she's ever let me down personally.
Okay.
And given the fact that nothing is coming to mind, I want to say that the answer to that question is no. The closest I've come with, like, getting a little annoyed with her, and I don't even know if it's her or, like, her business managers. The last couple of albums she's released, there have been several special editions. And I'm like, guys, I'm buying an album once, twice if you're lucky. Like, don't make me buy 5 different editions of an album.
So you're not on the you don't have 7 versions of 1989 like other people, where she's had like the regular version, there's Taylor's version, now the masters are back. So is she going to release a 3rd version of these things now that she has the rights to them back? Like a remastered version of them?
I mean, the masters are just the original. I could see her selling, like, putting them out there again, because, like, some of them are very hard to find. They're old. And, like, I realized on one of these Swift reports a couple weeks ago, I don't own Reputation on CD. Like, and when I say I'm only gonna buy an album once, twice if you're lucky, I should admit I buy like 3 copies of Taylor's albums because I buy them digitally, I buy them on vinyl, and I buy them on CD. Two of the 3 of which I never listen to. So I don't know why it's collecting at this point. But, like, well, I'm talking about the fact, like, I've learned to not pre-order her albums on iTunes, because without fail, the last couple albums, I have pre-ordered them and then, like, either released at midnight with the album, or, like, within a few hours, there's, like, a deluxe edition that wasn't available for pre-order that has, like, extra songs on it.
We have a Addie, I don't mean to interrupt. We have a grizzly bear in the pen, in which we have 1 tamed muffalo. This is an issue. This is an issue. This is a very serious issue.
I'm sorry, yeah. What did you just say?
I'm gonna hide my camera so that you guys can actually see the little message here really quick. So there's a grizzly bear in our animal pen.
Oh my.
Oh my is right. And so what this means is and I don't think you guys still can't see because it's too far on the right, but this is bad. He's right here in our little pen, and this dude down here is in very much in danger. So this is
that a person or an animal?
This is an animal. Do you think this is a person?
I don't know.
Just to be clear, okay, so that's an animal. And I mean, to be fair, I guess in these to be fair, they don't. This game isn't exactly high def. All right. So, anyways, the moral of the story is we need to do something about this. So we have 4 people that we're gonna take manual control of. Remember, some of these people actually have force powers. Yes, but here's what we're gonna do. One of these people is actually not ours. So I'm not even gonna pretend to try to say this name.
Sorry.
Something. Their last name is Butcher, or they are a butcher. Their profession. So that we're on a quest right now where we're actually just like shacking this person up for 9 days, and if we keep them alive for 9 days, we'll get a reward, which is probably not a very big reward.
Oh yes, I remember this.
So I'm gonna basically use this person as a meat shield. We're gonna have this person attack the bear first, because that way, if this person dies, it's not really the end of the world.
Jambi, I can identify follow humans. I just thought maybe there was a human in the pen that was like camouflaging with the rock.
Yeah.
A la Peter in the Hunger Games. Okay.
Right. Okay. The bear is now out of the pen, which is good. Well, now he's back in. Okay. Shit's gonna go down. All right. So we're gonna use Ben. Ben's gonna force choke the grizzly bear. If everything goes bad, then we'll send in the Wookie. All right. You attack the grizzly bear. Woo! Here we go. Ben needs to get ready to force choke this thing. This is not going to go well.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Okay, they're all shooting. Okay, here we go. We're force choking the bear. Okay, don't get shot.
I think you just shot the meat shield.
Oh yeah, the meat shield definitely got shot. All right. Oh, we got him though. Get in there and melee attack him to death. You guys are all undrafted. Yeah, we definitely shot the meat shield. Let's see what happened. If we go to his little log here. So yeah, he got the first hit on the bear. The bear gnawed his arm, his left arm. Ooh, yeah. Oh no, producer Stan. No, producer Stan. Producer Stan shot Mbaxi. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Then they kick dirt in the grizzly bear's eyes. Oh, they fight dirty.
Oh, producer Stan.
Producer Stan. Yeah, producer Stan shot him. That's too bad. All right, so the bear's dead. So undraft you. You're gonna go. Like not die. Go rest until you're healed. We'll force heal them if we have to. But the good news is, producer Stan, go get the bear. Perfect. Yeah, we now have a whole lot of bear meat and bear fur, which will come in handy because we need to make our boy Tormund here a shirt. This is the first character that Jared named, and we need to give him a shirt because he's only wearing pants at the moment. Oh, there's blood everywhere. That's not good. The people don't like blood. They get upset at the sight of blood. Producer Steve is not Ezra Bridger. No, I am not. I am not indeed. Anyway. Well, Addie, you're welcome to. Karen Reed. We need to talk Karen Reed, and then I'm gonna bring on Brady soon here to tell me about the Lakers being sold for $10 billion. So this is something that I take your time. No rush. I see that you've stepped away. My
laptop is dying. Hold on.
Oh, that's not good. We don't want the laptop to die. So the Karen Reed story, if you're not familiar with this, go ahead and Google it real quick. Or if you've just been on TikTok, I'm sure you've seen a young to middle-aged white girl talking about it at some point, because that's the only reason why I know about it.
I'm here for the doc rec, Steve. You can also watch a doc about it.
So there we go. I didn't even know there was a doc about it. I thought that, goodness
This
gracious,
is how
okay.
I learned about it.
Okay.
Despite the fact that I live in the area.
I just saw it as part of my TikTok experiment and saw, a bunch of addies on TikTok telling me all this stuff about Karen Reed, but I didn't have any context. I didn't know what was going on. They were just saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening." Blah 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 blah. And then everyone had this giant collective, sigh of relief and excitement and joy today. And then I saw all the TikToks and videos about how excited they all were because she was found not guilty. So what can you tell us about Karen? Explain Karen Reed to me like I'm 5 and a total moron.
Okay, so Karen Reed was accused of killing her boyfriend, a Boston police officer.
Okay.
In the year of our Lord, 2022.
Okay. We have 1 minute.
When he was found dead in the snow in a friend's front yard.
Okay, yes, I remember. So he was he was found dead in the snow in the friend's front yard. Okay, yep, continue.
And which is where the title of the doc that I recommended comes from, Body in the Snow.
Okay,
so
pretty to the point.
Karen Reed was arrested and charged with second-degree murder, and has maintained that she did not kill him.
Okay.
The prosecution posited that she either accidentally or willfully hit him with her car, causing him to she backed into him with her car, either without realizing it or, like I said, willfully. And he tripped, staggered, fell into the snow. It was January 2022. It was a terrible blizzard in Boston. Hell yeah, that's what you do when you bring him in. I don't know why he wasn't in the lineup to begin with. The Rays have tied the Orioles 8-8 after going down 8-0 in the second inning.
June baseball, folks. June baseball. Continue.
You gotta cling to it where you can get it, Steve.
Hey. Sorry.
As Ken would say, giggity. So anyway, she was accused of hitting him with her car and then leaving him for dead.
Okay.
He was found early the next morning, frozen essentially in the snow, taken to a hospital, pronounced dead, and she was charged with second-degree murder.
Okay.
But there's a lot of.
So the whole idea is, did she hit him with the car or not?
Yes.
So if she did not hit it, okay. So let me try to ask. Let me cross-examine you here then. If she did not hit him with a car, she was found not guilty, just for the record. Correct. But I still want to get how we got there. If she didn't hit him with the car, how did he die?
This is the crux of the case, Steve. So
I like to think I'm good at my job. Go ahead.
Karen Reed maintains that they were out drinking at a bar with friends. Everyone was quite intoxicated by all accounts.
Okay.
And they were going back to a friend's house to continue the party.
Okay.
Now keep in mind, all of these people are in like their 40s. I don't know, like, these kind of people confuse me. Like this is like 20-something 40-year-old bodies.
Okay.
But anyway, it is Boston.
Whoa.
The town is one large.
I can hear Jared just like looking around like, what are my kitchen strays for? What did I do? Oh, there he is. Right on time. Perfect. Attaboy.
Look at that. I summoned
You
Jared.
did. You summoned him.
Jared, please feel free to call in and help me explain Karen Reed to Steve if I'm getting anything.
Oh, he's here. We're gonna bring him on soon. But yeah, if you have Karen Reed text her and let us know. No, Jared, while you're here, I just wanted to show you. You'll be proud of me. This is for you, buddy. This is the skull spike that we built last time. It's all done. This is on. We have this set up on the bank, on the opposite side of the bank of the river of our little establishment here. This is the skull of that one bastard who tried to murder us all in our sleep one day. One of the first guys who tried to attack us. And Jared said, put his head on a spike. And I said, you know what? We can actually do that, Jared. So just for you, buddy, we built the skull spike for you. So there he is.
This game is so weird that you can do that.
This game, Addie, that doesn't even begin. Like, if you think the skull spike is weird, oh dear, do we have a rabbit hole to go down. But anyway, okay, please continue. So let's just reset really quickly. Let me make sure I understand this as where we're at. She drops this dude off at the house. It's cold, it's snowy, it's dark. I believe they're both hammered drunk from what I remember from part of the story. And he is found dead the next morning.
He's dead.
He's dead. And the accusation is she hit him with the car. I saw something about taillights being found.
Yes, I'm getting that.
Okay, got it. Okay, so that's where we are. Continue.
So you asked what is the plausible alternative if she did not hit him and kill him?
How else did he die? Did he just fall in the snow and pass out and die? Because that would be really boring.
She maintains that the last time she saw him, he had gone into the house and never came back out. And she left. He was supposed to go in because when they got there, the house looked like nobody was home, that there wasn't actually like another party going on. So he went in to make sure people were there and that they were welcome. And he never came back out. And she wound up leaving because he went in and never came back out for her. That is her defense.
So who killed him?
The people in the house.
Okay.
What
do they have to say about that?
The prevailing alternative theory is that there was a fight that happened in the house. One of the cops in the house, because all of these people are cops, one of the cops in the house got into a fight with him, killed him, and they drug him outside to die in the snow.
Okay. So, for the record, found not guilty.
Guilty.
But I do have a take quickly.
Which means that there was enough reasonable doubt.
Right. No. Yep. Absolutely right.
Did not do it.
Right. I'm not trying to cast any her defense, her winning defense was the cops inside the house, the cops who know how this stuff goes down, they know how this stuff is investigated, they know how this stuff is blah, blah. At least you like to think so. Threw him in the snow out front and said, just were like, we'll just say she did it. That was their foolproof plan. And it worked.
Part of the damning evidence for that theory, Steve, is that one of the women inside the house had Googled, how long does it take to die in the snow?
Wait, the woman in the house did, or Karen Reed Googled that?
One of the women in the house.
Oh yeah, no, you're as the kids say, you're cooked. Yeah, that's
now there
that's
is
no
some
bueno.
dispute of
I thought it was Karen Reed that
Googling.
That. Okay.
No. No. The woman in the house maintains that Karen asked her to Google it.
Oh, that's easy.
Morning.
That's easy. He said.
When
she
they
said.
Found
Yeah.
There is also some suspicion around the broken pieces of taillight that you mentioned. So part of the damning evidence against Karen Reed was that they found broken pieces of her taillight near where they found the body. Part of the suspicious part of that is that they did not find the broken taillight and the body at the same time. They found the pieces of the broken taillight like the next day when they went back and looked for them, after the point at which they had impounded her car and had access to it to plant the broken pieces of taillight.
Okay, that's that. Okay, so what? This lady's got good lawyers. I mean, it's crazy, but the fact that they were able to like prove that is incredible. You know what I mean? Like, because that just sounds so much like you're just grasping for straws of like, because it does sound very like at the surface without seeing any of the evidence or anything or hearing the context of the story, you're like, oh, this lady's totally full of shit. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, and as Jared points out, there is video of how it broke. There is video of her pulling out of his driveway the next morning and backing into his car. And you can see the car move in the video.
Well, there you go.
And that is how her taillight broke. So it was cracked when it went into police possession. And they're saying that they then planted the pieces of taillight.
Damn, this almost sounds like her being hammered drunk almost gave her somewhat of like a, not I want to say reasonable doubt or like a cover of something, but it was like she was so drunk and stupid. She bracked into the thing and hit the light, and they were able to prove. You know what I mean? Like that's very lucky on her part. But
and part of the prosecution's case was that there are some people at the scene the next morning when they found him who claim that she said, "Did I hit him?" Like she couldn't remember whether she had or not. Right. Although there are several first responders from the scene who claim that she never said that.
Okay.
There's also some damning evidence having to do with cell phones where the people in the house made several calls to this guy's phone throughout the night that went unanswered, that they all claim are butt dials.
Okay.
But more suspiciously look like they were trying to find the guy's phone. Like they killed him and didn't know where his phone was.
Right. Christ.
So they're repeatedly calling it, trying to find it. Because, like, it's an absurd number of butt dials if that's what they actually are, especially in an age where, like, you don't butt dial on an iPhone anymore. That's not a thing that happens.
Yeah, not as you'd be surprised. I don't know. You can still mistakenly call, but no, it's not a good excuse in the context of what you're talking about. I don't know if I've butt dialed necessarily, but I've mistakenly called people fairly recently.
Right, but like, yeah, they're claiming. Yeah, Jared says it's over 20. Like they butt dialed this guy over 20 times.
Okay, yeah, no, that's ridiculous. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Okay, Jared, I'm gonna bring Jared on because Jared clearly has some information, some takes here. So I'm gonna bring you in, Jared. I'm gonna bring you on for a bit on this. And then we're going to bring in Brady to talk Lakers. All right. Jared, welcome to the show.
It is admittedly Laserbolt's point. It is very suspect on both sides, but the point is there was enough reasonable doubt that she didn't do it.
Oh, she totally didn't do it. totally innocent. This
Okay.
is a cover up. The cop buddy killed her easily.
Oh, Cop Buddy killed him
Okay,
100%.
okay. Jared
100%.
came in hot with some information here. So please give me your. Now remember, this woman was found not guilty, so no one wants to get sued. We are
Twice,
talking about
basically.
we are talking about the,
Oh, yeah,
the facts
I
of the
didn't
case
even
as
get-
reported.
I didn't even get to the fact, Steve. This was her second trial.
Right. No, I do
had a
remember that. She was a
mistrial
mistrial.
declared
Right.
The first time.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, they done screwed up. Did you bring up the sweatshirt?
No, I did not. Take it away.
Oh, so this time around, even the prosecution brought up a sweatshirt he was wearing, and the back of it had a bunch of holes. So they tried to argue like, "Hey, this is what happens when you get hit by a car." And then the defense was like, "Hang on a second," and it was literally like something out of Law and Order. They're all quietly for like 10 minutes around their stuff, going, "Hold on, judge." Then they show up. They bring up a picture. It's like, hang on, this was a picture of the sweatshirt when it was first collected as evidence. There are no holes in it. And come to find out, the own forensic expert had cut in pieces out of the sweatshirt to do tests on. And the prosecution tried to say it was because he got hit. And the defense was like, this is complete bullshit. That was when they tried to they tried to have the case thrown out with prejudice when that happened.
Oh man, I'm gonna.
They also in the first trial, he had scratches on his arms that they tried to attribute to getting hit by the car, and the cop that everyone thinks is the one that killed him had was it a German Shepherd? It was some sort of large dog.
Big dog.
That,
big dog.
Big dog.
That had a track record for attacking people that they rehomed in May of 2022. So like they couldn't even measure the claws or the teeth on this dog because they can't find the dog anymore because it got into a fight with another dog. So like he had this large dog that liked to attack people, and the guy has scratches all over him like he was attacked by an animal.
And then the second trial, the prosecution tried to pull some legalese bullshit to be like, oh, the jury can't take into account that there was an expert in the first trial that said it was dog wounds. And then they tried to make sure they couldn't testify in the second trial to be like, no, those are dog wounds.
What the fuck? Like,
yeah. Oh, dude, it is a complete cover-up.
It's a shit show.
Complete cover-up. His cop buddies did it, and they're all just like, nope.
So okay, so that, I guess that's my last part of the question about this. So now that she has been found not guilty, what they're not going to be like, okay, well, like it has this can't be over, right? Because there has to be some determination of like, how did this dude die, or like who's responsible for it? Like, are any of these cops being charged with anything? Like, how is?
Doubt it.
No, I'm sure this is going to be one of those situations where. So just to be clear, she was found not guilty of second degree murder or manslaughter. She was found guilty. She was found guilty of operating under the influence.
Yeah, she got a DUI out of it.
Yeah, I saw her blood alcohol level was like in the 20s. I was like, damn, that girl was hammered. She was like 0.23 or something like that.
Oh,
yeah, like just like
she was definitely wasted.
Yeah.
So
don't drink and drive, folks. Don't. That's so stupid.
I fully believe that they are going to go with she did it. They just didn't find her guilty, and case closed.
Oh yeah.
But they didn't. She's not guilty. So what do we do now?
Who is it?
What do you mean? You're supposed to have an answer.
OJ was also not guilty, and they never found another killer.
I guess that's a good point.
Brought
well, no, remember, no, Addie. OJ said he was going to spend the rest of his time looking for the kid. That's what he was doing the whole time when he wasn't in jail for stealing his own stuff. He was out there looking for the killer. That's what he said. Remember? He wasn't just playing golf all the time. He was out there looking for the person who actually killed Nicole.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
But this trial,
it's a bad example because in that case, I truly believe he did do it.
Oh no, he did. Well, OJ definitely did it.
Everyone
Yeah.
knows. But okay. All right. All right. All right.
This
So,
trial had Massachusetts in a fucking death grip.
Yeah, okay.
Every other house there were placards with QRL codes that said "Free Karen Reed" and whatnot. Like,
So the public sentiment has been completely behind her too. So it's not just it's not just white girls on
No,
TikTok.
but
It's everybody.
no, it hasn't been behind her because you have the people who support the cops versus the people who support Karen Reed.
Okay, so this was a thin blue line against everyone else thing too on that side of it too. Okay.
Oh god,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. This is why
Oh
I
god,
love having you guys
funny
on
enough.
here to
So
educate me.
yeah,
Laserboard has a great question. Laserboard has a great point, and it's two clicks now for me to do this. Where was Mark Wahlberg during all of this? Like where? Like
we don't claim Marky Mark anymore. No, he's Ken's now. Ken can have him.
Why are we giving him? Well, I don't know if Ken wants Marky Mark.
Whatever.
But yeah, this has gripped Massachusetts. This has gripped New England. Like, the first news alert I got from this today was the local news telling me that she was found not guilty. Like, I've been getting local news updates all week on the jury deliberations.
Right. Speaking of news updates, I do have to break in. We've tamed
what kind of animal is that thing that I thought was a person?
We've tamed our second muffalo. So it's a muffalo.
It's
a muffalo. See, it's Muffalo 1 and Muffalo 2. And then we have a male.
Steve, I can't read that.
And we have a female. Well, it's at least on the screen. I know you can't read it, but as long as it's on
the screen.
Right, as long as it's on there.
Like,
it's small for me too. It's small for me too, for what it's worth. Anyways,
it's adorable.
What would you like to? Okay, since you already named a person, Jared, I'm going to give Addie the first call here. Addie, would you like to name the male or the female Muffalo?
No.
You don't want to name either of them? Really?
I'm not good at naming things, Steve.
It's just a livestock animal. Don't worry. It's probably gonna it's not gonna last too long. Don't worry. You don't have to get too.
Can we name the female one Muffy?
Sure, Muffy. Got it. On it. Done.
Nice.
That sounds like a terrible housewife name. I love it.
Oh god. Speaking of the divide that this had in Massachusetts, it was so real. Like I said, my liquor store I run is also a gas station. Within 5 minutes of this news breaking, everybody's coming in kind of like a little excited because it's just hilarious to everybody. So, and all of a sudden a statey rolls in to get gas, who lived in our town, who's usually just fine looking. This statey looked like somebody kicked him in the nuts. It was fucking brilliant. I loved every second of it.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Jared, when I found out at work today, I looked over in the office that I was sitting in and I said, they found Karen Reed not guilty. And my coworker looked at me and said, who's Karen Reed?
That's amazing. I love that person. I want that person's life.
All right. Jared?
He was like, I don't know what that means.
Jared, I'm going to give you this chance here. What are we going to name Muffy 1? What are we going to name the boy?
What are we going to name the boy?
Yeah, the boy Muffy.
Edward.
Done. All right, Edward and Muffy.
Oh, Edward and Muffy. That's a gangster marriage if I've ever heard one.
The two OGs. Right. How are we doing on with them? Nutrition 1.7. Okay, so we're good. So what's cool about this is like,
Laser wins.
What happened?
Grand
Muff Harkin.
Oh, that's good. Muffalo revenge. What happened? Oh, this one's pissed off because we were shooting at it, probably. Yeah. Ben Blather's about to get in trouble. Ben Blather is in trouble. Okay, let's see what happens here. I don't know if this one's going to attack him, because if it is, then we're going to have to force choke it to get him away.
Nope.
Detective McCarcel, that is because you don't live in New England and you don't watch HBO. That's what that tells me. Because he says he wouldn't have known about this case if not for this show. It's because you don't live in New England, or you don't have HBO, because there is a 5-part investigative discovery doc, which is how I learned about this case. Admittedly, I wasn't paying attention to the local news. Well, I don't think I lived here when it happened, so I don't remember the first
It's
trial.
been like a good 2-3 years of this nonsense.
It was January of 22, and I don't think
Yeah.
I lived here yet. I would have lived here during the first trial, but I don't know. And then one of my students told me there was a doc on it, and that's how I learned stuff. What? There's a 5-part documentary? Sold.
Yeah, so you
And
said there was already a documentary on this, so does that mean there's going to be another one now that we've had I mean, there has to be, right? Like, that's why you put out a documentary before the trial resolves, so that you have an excuse to do another one, right? That's the whole point.
Well,
Exactly.
the documentary that I watched only went through the mistrial. So now there will either be a new doc or a second season of this doc.
Oh yeah.
About the second trial, I'm sure.
They've got plenty of juice.
And there'll be a TNT movie for it and everything.
So you can't even see him under these carrying the little muffler, but you can't even see the dude. Oh, there
That's
he is.
awesome.
There he is. Now you can't see him
again. For women.
We gotta get him.
I feel like
Dean will inexplicably be in it. It'll be great.
Right. Now here's the question, though: how rich does Karen get after this?
Book deal, dude.
I mean, she's got movie posse. Yeah. Like, there are so many people who are Team Karen.
Yep. Yeah. Right.
Dude, okay, that's the other thing. What has this done, at least for the short term, for the name Karen? You know what I mean? This is the best moment any Karen has had in a minute. Like, we've been dogging Karens for since COVID at this point. Yeah,
the kids.
Ethan's totally right. Svetnik's totally right. Podcast incoming, 100%. She's absolutely. Yep. I would put money on that right now. This woman will have a podcast by Christmas, for sure.
The thing is, though, she's
good for her. By the way. She absolutely should cash in. Get yours. Get that.
I don't think she's a very likable person.
Oh no, she looks.
Addie,
like
that doesn't matter one bit. That doesn't matter one bit. If you're entertaining, likable and entertaining are not necessarily the same thing. If she's controversial, if she does things that keep people talking, people will tune in for sure. She has to be somewhat likable if she has this kind of cult following.
No.
It's just about the justice.
My thing is too.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I feel like Massachusetts, as much of a reputation as we get being this great liberal blue state, we are kind of still pretty racist up here. There's a lot of pieces.
Oh yeah, no, Celtics fans are notoriously racist. We'll ask Brady about that too. Yeah, we'll ask. That's the first thing we'll ask.
No,
Brady but he'll know all about it. But he is a Lakers fan. He'll dog on the Celtics.
If Karen Reed wasn't named Karen Reed with blonde hair and blue eyes, she definitely wouldn't have gotten the support she did.
Mm-hmm.
But the way she looked helped
those things certainly help the media firestorm behind it. You know what I mean? Like, these things tend to happen.
Oh yeah. Yep. White cop with white girlfriend, blonde hair. You know, just
research water mill so we can use water for electricity. Yeah. No, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
Well, any other Karen Reed takes? I wanted to see if Jared had anything else that he wanted to bring to the table here before we bring Brady on, because I'm going to bring Brady on for Laker talk. You guys are welcome to hang out and chill. We can also do the wheel when we're all done with calls. So feel free to hang out.
Why do we need to do Laker talk when they're not playing? Brady, you're being greedy here. It's not about.
Oh, Jared, this is such a good segue. Brady, I hope you're there, because I'm going to bring you on now. Your mic is hot. Go ahead, Jared. Continue your complaint.
I mean, this is Pacers and OK City time, right? I mean, you don't hear me talking about my Celtics, even though those are racist fans, as we already brought up. It's okay. We're all at the moment in Boston. We're all congratulating Marshy, even though we don't want to acknowledge Florida won.
Yeah, that's an interesting take too, with the whole Marchand and but that team is so damn good. Anyway, we're not here to talk hockey. Damn it, we just brought Brady on. Brady, tell Jared why we're talking about the Lakers today.
That's because, like the Yankees, the Lakers are the main character of the NBA.
You sure about that?
Yes.
You sure about
that?
That's
great. That's such a good answer.
Remember, during last year's finals, you know what dominated the talk in the Celtics were in the finals? They're talking about the Lakers head coach search. And what is his name? Dan Hurley. There was a massive drama behind that. I remember that. In the finals. And then for that, you know, I mean, even before the current news, they're talking about like the Lakers offseason.
Yeah.
And that's because we are the main characters of the NBA.
LeBron. It's
would.
LeBron and General Hospital. That's the Lakers.
How many banners you guys raised up there?
Oh, stop it! We're not gonna do sports radio shit talking like that. I'm the only one who's allowed to talk shit like that because my team actually won a championship in the last 6 months.
Excuse me, the Celtics were last year's champs.
Well, yeah, I guess they are technically reigning champions. You're right. I apologize. I take it back. I just had to shoehorn in the Eagles since we weren't talking about them for any reason. But no,
the Dodgers won a championship in between that time as well, and this involves the Dodgers.
Okay, the new season is already started for that. Okay, I don't want to hear it. Same thing with basketball. Anyway, I get to stop. I have to shut up week 1, which is like Labor Day. Okay, so I promise to do so. Anyway, so the Lakers are being sold for an absolute boatload of money. This is 100% as far as I understand it, the most a sports team will ever go for. But Brady, we were talking a little in Discord earlier about like, okay, is this really 10 billion? Has any more information came out about that? Are the buses completely relinquishing control, or is this really going for 10 billion, or is this a majority stake kind of thing?
So yeah, there's been more info, and it's a majority stake. So the buses, I still think, control like 25% of the team, and that's why like the initial news is like Jeannie Buss is still the governor of the team.
So she will still be the public-facing representative as the owner of the team, quote unquote.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
A woman owns the Lakers?
Yeah.
Jeannie Buss, yeah.
She was it's a funny story. Like her nickname was like the Khaleesi for a long time, because there was actually a behind the scenes struggle between her and her brothers, and then she won out. Yeah. See, the Lakers, they just have all the good storylines.
I'm forcing Tormund to wear this bearskin thing we were just gifted.
So I've got,
because he doesn't have any.
I've got a report here as of 8:30 tonight from the Athletic. The team
look at you! Look at you producing! I love it. This is amazing. I'm so proud of you guys. Go ahead.
You shush. So again, the sale is for 10. The sale is for 10 billion, but the team's value is 12 billion.
That's
so
not
there's
surprising.
2 billion on the table, probably.
Yeah. Well, if you're a smart buyer, you don't buy anything for what it's worth. You gotta negotiate yourself down. Don't buy the car for sticker price.
Yeah. And so I think what this means for the Lakers is that the buses, they've owned the team for 1980 until now, so 45 years now of team ownership. And they're one of the last few families like to be like a family owned sports team. You know how like before there used to be like the Steinbrenners, the O'Malleys.
Yep.
I don't know.
You got a few. You got the Fords in Detroit, Chicago, the Steelers, the Maras. So there are still some, but you're right.
Yeah.
It is not as prevalent.
Glazers. Do the Glazers still own the Tampa Bay Bucks?
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
I wonder what owner of any professional sport has had their team for the longest.
That's a good question.
I wish I knew that off the top of my. At least in American sports, the
top 4.
In American sports, the
Steinbrenner.
No, I don't know. Maybe Steinbrenner. I don't think so. I think the Bears were owned by the same people for a really, really long time. The Lions have been owned by the same people for a really long time, as far as I understand. The Giants have been owned by the Maros for a long time. I don't know. This is a great question. We have the power of the people here, man. I'm just going to Google
the
this.
Glazers. The Glazer family.
Guesses before we Google it. Guesses before we Google it. Addie, who do you think has owned a sports team the longest? Go for it.
I have no idea, but I was following up to my own question that the Glazers have owned the Tampa Bay Buccaneers since 1995.
Okay.
95. Okay.
I don't think it's a person. I think it's the city of Green Bay owning the Packers.
Okay, does that count though?
That's a good point.
I don't know.
No, that doesn't count.
Listen, I'm gonna play Steve and fucking move the goalpost like he does with the goddamn polo shirt thing. Even though he admitted defeated in chat.
He's absolutely right. No, he's totally right. This is what the Backstage is for. No, the damn it was that you sent all these pictures of Amelia Clark, and I was just like, damn, Amelia Clark she looks like a very nice lady. That's what that reaction was.
Laser thinks it's the Fords.
It's the Hallis family. It's the Hallis
Wow.
McCaskey family of the Chicago Bears. They purchased the team in 1921. So producer Steve still knows a little something about sports. The Fords are up there. The Runers, the O'Malley family has owned the Dodgers from 1950 to 1998. The Wirtz family has owned the Chicago Blackhawks since 1954. The Steinbrenners have owned the Yankees since 1973. So that's why I knew they've owned them for a while, Brady, but I knew it wasn't like football old. And then the Rooneys have owned the Steelers since 1933.
I'm going to guess the Fords own the Lions.
I think the Lions probably is. Let's see how long. Lions ownership. Let's see. So the Ford family purchased the team in 1963. Yeah. So actually not quite. I would have guessed longer than that. I would have thought they were more like 30s, 40s, like OG NFL.
I'm surprised it's not like some baseball team.
With a name like Ford, it had to be a Detroit team.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
True.
They don't call it the Motor City.
Oh shit, we had this shit playing the whole time. No one's dead, right?
But,
okay, everyone's okay. Man, this little dude is
big brain thinking.
This little dude is still recovering. I don't want to use force power. I don't want to use force powers all the time because that just seems like cheating.
He got shot and mauled by a bear.
Producer Stan, yeah, that's true. Producer Stan is the one that shot him. So Producer Stan, you can heal him. That's fine.
God damn it, Stan.
That's fine. Producer Stan is the one that shot him. Anyway,
I'm Stan and I was wrong.
So Brady, any other? I didn't want to cut you off too much on your Laker stuff. So like, tell me more about like the magnitude of this. Like, not only the fact that they've gone for $10 billion. So like, what does this mean? Like, if you're tell me what this means for Laker fans, and tell me what LeBron James's reaction was when this news broke.
How will this affect LeBron James' legacy? So I'll go start with the Buss family for them. I think the reason why they sold at this time, despite like the fact that they care so deeply about this team, is because the way that their trust is set up is that when someone dies, like the ownership just transfers to the siblings. It does not transfer to the family. And so I think
so they were running out of heirs basically.
And they're all getting up there.
So this is like a soccer team. Instead of letting a player go for free at the end of his contract, they try to get some money for him before the end. So in this case with the Busses, they're like, you know what? Instead of just waiting for us all to croak and then like the estate selling it and none of us getting the money, let's just sell it for $10 billion and go from there and keep 20%.
Yep. And if you know anything about Jerry Buss, is that
Addy, what the hell was that? I have to ask. You were just doing a thing in StreamYard where you're with your hands like that's what I have. What just happened?
I'm watching a very exciting baseball game.
Okay, we're not talking about June baseball. Sorry, Brady, continue.
June baseball.
Yes.
You don't understand. They were losing 8-0.
Wait, they came back?
We're not talking about June baseball. Brady, talk about $10 billion.
$10 billion. So yeah, if you know anything about Jerry Buss, is like he
watch
had
Winning
kids
Time.
from he had kids from a long age range, and so like the youngest
it's like Mick Jagger.
members, the youngest members of the people in the trust were like in their 30s, so the youngest people would have inherited the most, and so the people who in control, specifically Jeannie Buss, I think she's the oldest one in the trust, has the most incentive to sell the team in this moment, and because they have LeBron, they have Luka, this is probably like one of the best times to sell.
Right. This is the best time to sell. Anytime you can get something for $10 billion, let's just be very clear, Brady. Anytime you can get something for $10 billion, it's probably a good time to sell. Just
I want to know.
I feel like that's a pretty fair assessment, regardless.
How the fuck did they come up with that price? Like, how was a basketball team worth $10 billion? That is the GDP of many small countries.
Oh, brother. LeBron James is the GDP of many small countries, my man. Like this team, especially the fact that they've been so good for as long as they have, like This team draws thousands and thousands of people, not only to like around that stadium area, but like the Lakers are the most watched basketball team in the world. Like internationally, they sell. Yeah, dude, they're easily worth $10 billion. That brand alone is easily worth $10 billion, no doubt about it.
Yeah,
but what every other sports owner is jumping for joy right now. Jerry Jones is smattering his hands together like Mr. Burns, because he's like literally like the Dallas Cowboys just went up $500 million. Manchester United just went up $100 million. Like whatever like every sports team that's like the Prestige, the Dodgers, the Yankees, all of those teams, they literally all just went up in price because someone actually is paying $10 billion for the Lakers. So yeah, those dudes are just like the rich just got so much richer today. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like if you just go back 10 years ago, the Clippers, the damn Clippers, right? They haven't won anything. They sold for $2 billion.
Right. Yep. Yeah, the Washington franchise just went for what, $6 or $7 billion a few years ago, and they haven't been good in 30 years. But again, another legacy team. Like, and football is football. So. Yep.
And the Clippers, like, they're not even a legacy team. They're like one of the worst teams in all of sports. They sold for $2 billion.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah. Any closing thoughts on the Lakers sale, Brady?
So what this means for like Lakers fans?
Yeah.
So the Dodgers. This is why I brought up like family ownership. The Dodgers ownership, the Guggenheim Group.
Yeah.
Is more. They run more of like a money operation. And so they're very good at managing assets. They're very good at just like investing. Like they have a lot of like, I don't want to get too like finance bro on this, but like they have a lot of liquid cash that they can just invest in their teams. Like if you look at the Dodgers, obviously in baseball, like the $700 million Ohtani contract, but it's also like the other stuff that is like their analytics team, their front office staff. And so like what this means for the NBA has a salary cap, but there's no salary cap on the front office. There's no salary cap on, your training staff. There's no salary cap on your analytics. And that's been the biggest point of contention. I'm guessing the Rays just won.
or Addie might just be stretching. I don't know. She might just be doing yoga on StreamYard. It's okay. No, we're not talking about June baseball. I'm not doing this. Brady?
I would like to bring to the court that Steve is only mad about June baseball because the Reds are sucking.
Whoa.
No.
Hold on. We're going to pull this up.
Over 500.
For the record.
Fired.
For the record.
They are 7 games behind in the NL Central.
But they're over 500, which is like our Super Bowl, right? So that what I want to know is, so the Reds are currently, I think, 37 and 35, 38 and 35. What are the Rays, Addie? What are the Rays?
40 and 33.
Fuck, damn it! I thought I had one. All right, fair enough.
Wait, whoa.
Your Reds are 38 and 35.
38 and 35. They're winning right now against the Twins, though. To be fair, folks, we've reached the part of the stream where I'm sweating a lot. So, oh shit, we have a pissed off Muffalo. Oh, this is your boy Jared. This is your boy Tormund. He's in trouble. Let's see how this goes.
Well,
yeah. He doesn't have any friends down here. Oh shit, this is not good. He has a revolver.
Run away!
How did
run
he
away!
Get down there?
He's hunting. So I have these Muffalos. So since we tamed 2 of the Muffalos, I got a male and a female. I was like, well, I have a male and a female, so we don't really need to keep the other ones alive. So I marked the rest of them for hunting. So that's why so then once the 2 are tamed, they hunt the rest of them. So that's what Tormund was doing.
I hope Muffy and Edward like each other.
We're gonna find out pretty soon. Oh shit, you need to run, brother. Uh-oh. Nope, he's just gonna have to melee fight him. Let's see what happens. The Muffalo beat Tormund in the right hand. Oh man, the Muffalo might be kicking his ass.
Uh-oh.
The Muffalo avoided his revolver strike. There's a lot of blood. Oh no.
Oh.
Tormund lost. All right, he's not dead. All right. We need producer Stan and Ben and the Wookie. So we're going to draft them, which means we can manually control them and bring them down here.
They're
so far away. They're so far away. This is not good.
Put bets on if he makes it.
Hold on, let's put up a poll. Hold on.
Oh no.
Here we go.
That does not look good. Was that like a death knell? that just
Hold on.
came
Am I
out.
paused? Let me
Where
make
do-
sure I'm
where-
paused. I'm paused.
where-
Yeah, hold on.
Where do we put the over under here?
I'm just gonna put up a poll. Hold on.
I don't think it makes it.
Does Tormund survive?
Oh, speaking of over under, Steve, what is
I've had
can you
Dr. Addy's
explain
thing
a
on here the whole time
money
you guys are on
line
here.
to me?
I sure can. I would love to explain a money line to you, Addy. Hold on just a second. I need to take off your little as much as it's not. I haven't been lying the whole time, Addy, because you have been on the call, but Jared and Brady have also been on the call, but I don't have a thing set up for multiple names on the call, so I'm just gonna take that cute little thing off. There we go. And I'm not in studio mode anymore. We're flying by wires tonight, folks. All right, so the poll is up. The poll's up. Wow, early voting says no 100%. Dear God, you guys have that little faith in poor little Tormund?
Yep.
Well, I guess it's not in
Oh,
Tormund that you
look
need
at
the
the
faith.
Rays
The faith
go.
the faith is in Ben and producer Stan, and if they can actually get down there and get to him.
Look at them coming back from an 8.
Damn,
8-0 deficit in the second, man. We had to pull our starting pitcher after a inning and a
I
third.
can't believe you guys
This
are
is
talking about
so
June baseball. This is ridiculous.
sad for the Orioles. They literally scored 8 and haven't scored since.
That's okay. My my actual focus lately has been the off season of the PWHL because they got 2 new teams this off season, so there's
Is that
been
the
an
Pee Wee
expansion draft.
Hockey League?
All right,
No, the
producers-
Professional Women's Hockey League.
Okay.
Producer Stan is going to go try to rescue Tormund, while the other two, while Little
they're
and the Wookie, or while Ben and the Wookie,
Yeah, they're going
go
into
attack
their-
him. Go attack.
yeah they're going into their 3rd season of professional women's hockey, and it is awesome to watch.
Okay.
No.
We have
Okay.
a team in Boston.
Steve, I need you to
question. Go
explain money line to me.
Okay, I'm going to explain money lines to you, and then I have to get Detective McCarso on here, and we have to get to Chris Watts at some point as well, because we have folks on the line that are ready for calls. So quickly, money line. Here's what a money line is. So let's say that the Rays are playing the Reds. Okay, Addy? Let's say the Rays are playing
It's
the
gonna happen
Reds.
the end of next month.
Let's say the Rays play the Reds. Let's say the Reds are favored to win. Okay, so Vegas thinks the Reds are going to beat the Rays, right? So if they're fairly confident, then maybe they'll say the Reds are minus 150 to beat the Rays. So the money line is minus 150. So if the money line is minus 150 for the Reds and you bet on them, that means in order to win $100, you'd have to bet $150. Okay? The opposite is, so now if you're going to bet the Rays in this scenario are plus 150, right? So if you're plus 150, that means if you bet $100, you win $150.
Man, I should have put money on this game in the second inning. The
Does that
money
make
line,
sense now, though?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so
The
that's
money line
that's the
in
money
this
line.
game. The money line in this game at one point, the Orioles were like minus 1,700.
Well, that means that means you should have bet on the Rays. Yeah. For
Yeah.
Sure. That tends to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I need
There
to
you go. Money
get
lines.
to my
Brady, go for
yeah,
it.
I need to finish up. So, what this means for the Lakers is that they will suddenly have like a lot more cash on the non-salary cap side, and this has been a principal complaint of people of Laker fans recently with the bus ownership is that, like people joke that the buses are like a mom and pop franchise, and that's kind of what they've acted as, you know, because of the family ownership. They have like they only really hire within like the quote unquote family. And so that's been good like in years past, you know, they keep it within the family, everyone knows ball. But in the new NBA, everything is so like the analytics have expanded, and just look at the Warriors, right? The Warriors, they've been spending like a boatload of cash. Steve Ballmer was like, he's literally spending like I don't know how much money he's spending.
He has like unlimited money. He's one of the richest people in the world.
He is like he has almost $100 billion. Jeez.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been spending a ton of money, and in the same market as LA.
Right.
And so, in the market of LA, I think people are kind of saying like it's time, you know, for the family ownership to end. And they still have a stake in the team. You know, they're still the face. Obviously, it's the end of an era. The buses, like that's 11
It's huge.
championships.
Oh, this is huge. Like, yeah, non-basketball fans. Like, I'm not trying to say, oh, you don't understand, but it's like this is a really big deal in the sports world. Like that, the fact that this family is not going to be controlling the Lakers the way they used to be. Like that's a huge deal. The Lakers have been, and the Buses have been one of those families that have been, or ownership groups that have been kind of like forward facing. Whereas a lot of times, in football you see Jerry Jones is very, very open, Robert Kraft, stuff like that. The Buses were that in basketball, not like in a bad way, but like the Buses, Mark Cuban, people like that have been very, like basketball fans know who the owners of the Lakers are. I couldn't tell you who the owner of the Pacers is, stuff like that.
Yeah, funny
I couldn't tell you the owner of the Celtics.
Funny you bring up Cuban is because like Cuban and Jeannie Buss were friends, and Cuban just recently sold, and that's part of the reason why they lost Luka, is because the new ownership did not like Luka. And when Mark Cuban said he would rather divorce his wife than trade Luka, because they changed ownership. Yeah.
Why did Cuban sell then? I thought he was all about his team.
I think he wanted to make some money, I guess.
I think he wanted liquid. He needs something liquid. I don't know. Who knows? He's doing his whole like drug pharmacy, like cheap drug thing. It's crazy. He's crushing it. But producer Stan is dragging Tormund back home.
Is he still alive?
He's still alive. He's not doing good, but he's alive. So here's what he's got going on. I think you guys should be able to see this. Yeah, it's small, but so he's got a cracked left clavicle. Addie, what's a clavicle? I know what a clavicle is, but I don't know if Jared does.
It's this
in healthcare.
Not on camera.
I did surgery and autopsies.
Okay, got it. Right. Okay, got it. Thank you. So
I don't know what a clavicle is.
Yeah. So okay, Brady.
Wow. It's your collarbone. The bus.
Your collarbone, Jared. It's because you're such a good sport, buddy. I wouldn't do it if I didn't think you were cool. His left shoulder is bruised. Oh, don't be a pussy. We don't need a left. That shouldn't even show up on your health report. His right arm is bruised. His left arm is bruised. His right radius is cracked.
He's got a contusion.
Is your radius okay, Jared? Is your radius? Is that your? What is your radius? I know. I don't know if Brady does. It's in your arm.
Yeah, okay. Your radial
bone.
One
of them's the radius and one of them's the ulna.
Yeah. The ulna.
I have no idea which is which.
He's got a bad.
I never took anatomy.
He's got a bad collarbone and a bad arm.
So if you have
fine.
Your arms.
Let's be honest.
If you have your arms straight down, with your palms facing forward, the radial's towards your body. The ulna's outside.
This is why you watch this show, folks, because we learn everything from gambling to anatomy, and that's what we're all about. Brady, thank you for your Laker takes, and for not even your takes, just thank you for educating us on the business of what happened today.
I gotta ask though, like, has any ownership group, like, which ownership group has won the most championships in their tenure? Because I feel like it's the Buss family.
So if the Buss family's owned them since the 60s, probably, unless I don't know how many owners the Celtics had during their run in the 60s
they had
and 70s.
Like 3, I think. I checked.
Yeah, they didn't have much. But here's the thing. Is that answer for only American sports?
Yes. We're only talking about American sports.
I was going to say, whoever owns... Go ahead, Eddie.
According to Google, the New York Yankees ownership group has won the most championships across major North American sports.
There you go.
Now, that's not the same ownership group.
Ken is probably going like this, like yelling at a cloud, like, you dumb idiots. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh yeah, whoever owned the Yankees in the 50s, like when they literally had the A's, the Athletics, be their minor league feeder team. Like, that's a fun fact. They had a major league feed them players, and they kept on winning championships.
Well, hey, we literally see that today in Formula One. There's 10 teams on the grid, and 2 of them are owned by Red Bull. One of the teams is straight up Red Bull. The other team is called Visa Cash App RB Racing, which is just Red Bull number 2. But there's all sorts of weird rules, so they can't. And they even have Red Bull logos on the car, so they're not even trying to hide it. And those kids literally get, like, those drivers, like, if the Red Bull guy sucks, which has literally happened this year, they replace that dude with one of the guys from that team. So it's like a total minor league thing within the same league. So yeah, it's crazy how that works.
Now Google does point out that if you go across sports, it changes, because you've got groups like the Sports and Entertainment Group and the Fenway
Oh.
Sports Group that
Yeah.
own multiple teams.
Yeah, Fenway Sports Group. Yeah,
across
they
sports.
own the Red Sox. They own Liverpool. Yeah, they're in all sorts. Yeah, no, those are like conglomerates, right? Because Fenway Sports Group, that is a family that owns a significant portion of that, but also LeBron James is part of Fenway Sports Group. John Oliver is part of Fenway Sports Group. Like all these guys have stakes in those teams in like the same way. So they're more. It's similar in the way that like Magic Johnson owns part of the Washington Commanders. They're all part of like these collectives. And the Dodgers, right? Like they're all part of these like collectives that are all have like a stake in the team. So
Yeah, and that's what the Lakers ownership is transferring to.
yeah,
So they're gonna have like a lot more cash on hand, which is interesting to think about. I'll just leave it at that.
absolutely. Well,
The Yankees lost again. The Yankees dropped 5
Can't believe we're
straight
talking this much
games.
about June. We're talking more about June baseball than actual sports talk radio shows.
As the announcers of this Rays game pointed out at the start of this game, the Yankees have forgotten how to score.
Oh, don't tell. Oh man, Ken is. I
man,
know
Ken is
Ken will
listening.
never hear this part of the show, but he would be so upset at you saying that, Addie.
He has given
Shitting on his
me
Yankees.
so much shit for so many months.
Well, since we've got
We have a bulk
baseball
trade.
going for a little bit, I got a question for
Yeah,
everybody.
go.
Well, bring
Okay.
bring in the other two. Bring in
I've
the
got to.
other-
Okay, yeah, because Detective McCarcel said he was going to bed soon. I'm pretty sure he's laying
Okay,
in bed
okay,
because
okay.
he's about to fall asleep. Chris has been sitting in here for forever, so I feel bad. So we're gonna have a party here. I'm gonna bring everybody
Yeah,
on.
bring them all in.
Bring everybody in. Let's be civilized. Okay, let's try to understand. Let's talk one at a time. But I will bring both of you guys on. Detective, I'm going to introduce you first. Chris, I will introduce you second, and then we can round table from there. So, friends, Romans, countrymen, gentlemen, thank you all for being here. Don't worry,
Glad
you're
to
not
hear
on
you.
camera to the audience. It's just. I think it's just me that can see you. I don't even know if actually no, yeah, Addie and they can all see each other because you guys are like on the scene. But so yeah, if your camera's on, you
we
can see
get
each
the
other.
gun
But
show.
yes, exactly. We get the gun show, but the audience does not. That's what we figured out here with StreamYard. But I've figured the StreamYard thing out because we can do this now, and I don't need. No, you're not. Well, Addie, you're not always civilized. That's part of the thing. Is we this is why we need rules and boundaries and stuff.
So uncivilized.
So McCarcel, thank you for joining us. Chris, thank you for joining us. McCarcel, I wanted to get you in here before you had to leave because I didn't know if it was going to be an early night for you. So if you had a question or something you wanted to bring to the table, please, sir, the floor is yours.
Man, I've got one, and I don't want Addie to take this the wrong way because it's not directly inspired by Taylor Swift. I was talking about it with coworkers earlier about music artists that just make us irrationally angry when they come on. And Taylor Swift
Okay.
is not my answer. It's not.
Okay, I was going to say Addie was about to have like I saw like the Homelander like eyes like charging up in her like going right at the screen. But yeah, okay,
Reach
go ahead.
through the screen. No, mine is Imagine Dragons. Hey, I cannot stand their music. I don't know anything about. I don't
That's
know
such a cliche
anything.
cliche take, McCarcel. It's like saying you
that's-
don't like Creed or like you know what I mean?
I don't know. Creed is at least like a little bit ironically entertaining to listen to. Imagine Dragons. I know a lot of people that love their music, which is crazy because it gets played and it gets played everywhere. And
Yeah.
maybe it's because it gets played everywhere.
Yeah,
But like
for
they have
sure.
this awful, desperately trying to sound epic sound to it, and it's so bad. That's the best way I can think to describe their music, and I can't stand it. And this is not an indictment on them as people. I know nothing about them as people. Maybe they give to all kinds of charities and they're great allies, whatever. Don't care. Their music drives me up a wall. At
Love
work,
it.
at work
It's-
we put on
it's-
like playlists, and some of my coworkers have it on their playlist. I skip it every time I can.
It's corporate rock. It's corporate pop rock. You hear it in commercials. You hear it walking through Best Buy. You hear it in your hair salon. Like you hear it because it's one of those. Yeah.
It's just
I bet they make a shit ton of money though,
Probably.
selling out to all
good
those
on
things.
them.
So good for
Good
them.
on them.
man.
I
Get
wish
that
I
back.
had. Wish I had a.
And it's
fraction
all
of
from that
money.
one song.
Which one? 'Cause there's,
Radioactive, right?
Here's
Yep.
the thing.
Yeah.
I know they have a lot of songs, and they all
Yeah.
sound like the same fucking song to me.
Well, they sold
The only song
Microsoft Surfaces for like 2 years because that was the only thing I associated with Microsoft Surface was Imagine Dragons. Sorry, go ahead, Detective.
So I guess mine is, what are y'all's answers to that question?
Like so, like music artists. That
How much
hear,
time
you
you
just,
got?
You just can't.
Let's just go with the number one slot.
Okay.
Oh God.
And again,
Uh,
not an indictment on them as people. They
Right.
it's just the music is an absolute hard stop for you.
Okay. I'm gonna pick
Anything
who goes
country.
first. Brady.
Oh wow. Wait. Can I go second? I need to look up his
God
name.
damn it. All right, fine. Addie, you look ready. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm thinking.
God, you guys are terrible. All right. I don't mean that.
Jared had a list. Make Jared go first.
Jared, go. Well, that's the fun of it. Okay, fine, Jared. Go ahead. You're the one that's prepared.
I mean, just any country music. I hate it all,
I'm
especially
kinda with you on
any
that. I don't like country.
and especially post 9/11 country music.
But I say there is a distinct difference because like classic country from the '60s and '70s, great. Johnny Cash is country.
Exactly.
Always
Yeah.
down for that. It's
Like blues.
it's absolutely
Yeah.
the corporatized post 9/11 fake patriotism country that is not even country.
Right.
Nope.
Right. No, I hear you on that. Yeah. Because it's like old country is more like folksy. Yeah, I think Brady makes a good point. Like bluesy, that kind of country.
Old
is a whole
country
different
was fuck
flavor
the
than-
government.
Yeah,
That too.
It was
That too.
actual working
Right.
people's music.
Right. And then Bruce Springsteen made working man's music for the pop album charts, and then everyone didn't read any of the lyrics.
I'll have to,
Nope.
and I'll also have to agree with McCarcel in the chat. Anything Metallica.
That's the thing. I'm saying I like
Wow.
the
That's a
first
take.
half of Metallica till like 1992 or whatever. I can't remember when Injustice came out, but that was like the last one. It was like Saint Anger, and everything after that is just
No, I'm not even in the game.
And Steve, you can't
hope
have
no one's
music
dead.
takes.
Fine.
You love Dave Matthews Band.
No, I do not have good music takes. I do not profess to have intelligent or on top of it music takes. My music takes are bad. Music makes me sad. We've talked about this before. Music just makes me sad. But anyway, I need to. We've brought Chris on like online. He hasn't talked or anything at all. So Chris, I'm going to come to you next. What is the band or artist that gives you the nails on a chalkboard effect that McCarcel was talking about here?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I don't hate this band. They don't do anything for me. It's the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
This is a great
fair.
take.
Fair.
This is a great take.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't think we were going to get this
Yes.
much agreement on this. I thought this was a good unpopular take, but it looks like you are
No.
among friends here, Chris.
God, I hate them.
I don't hate them, but I don't. Maybe it's because I'm not from California, but like I'm just kind of okay with their music. Like
Yeah.
I have a hand. It's funny because the one song of theirs that I like the most is a cover. Their cover of Higher Ground is fucking great.
I am from California, and they don't appeal to me at all. It's so weird.
Well, fuck them
Fair.
then. I mean, I don't have a huge opinion on Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm not, like I said,
Ugh.
like Jared's right. I listen to Dave Matthews Band, so nothing I say about music matters. And and music just makes me sad. So
And I guess I get why
Can we
people in
afford a yak?
California would be like hit or miss
can't.
on them. Like I feel like some people in California are like, "Yep, that's us," and some people are probably
I've-
pretty over it.
I feel like that'd be any band though that's all about like their city. Like, Boston, we have Aerosmith, and people usually love them or just hope they never fucking hear them again.
Isn't that how you guys are about Godsmack?
I haven't heard somebody say that name in probably 20 years. I didn't even. Wow.
Apparently,
that's like.
they just broke up. Like I saw it
this guy's not
on.
anything
I
good.
scrolled past it on Instagram maybe a month or so ago. That like literally half the band was like, "Yeah, we're
Oh,
retiring,"
God.
and then I looked it up. Yeah, they're all like 60, so I get it.
A lot of cloth.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
if we want
I'm
to
getting
buy
old. I don't like it.
200 cloth.
Yeah.
I mean, two of my favorite bands just retired from playing. NoFX and Sum 41.
Oh,
Sum
damn,
41
Sum
retired?
41? Damn.
Well, the reason they stopped doing
I would have
music
thought
is,
they retired 20 years ago, but go ahead.
no, they were still very relevant, asshole. But the reason they stopped doing
That was a
music
dick thing to say. I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry. Good continue.
is the singer Derek Whibley many years ago hurt his back to the point where he can't play guitar for a whole show. He can't sing for a whole show.
Oh wow.
Like his health His
Forgot
health
about
is
that.
just awful.
Oh wow.
So that's why they said we're
Oh.
done.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, Brady,
that's
you're up.
reasonable.
Okay, so this is like a little bit different genre.
Why does
So
Blaze
I have a little bit of a jazz background. So mine would be Kenny G.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a little bit warmed up to him now because I've seen some of his bebop stuff. I was like, wow, he can play, but he just decides to play in the style, which is like smooth jazz. I just feel like that's elevator music. That's just my personal opinion. I know my parents, Chinese people, love smooth jazz. Like, oh my god,
Really?
Just, it's everywhere,
Didn't
man.
know
I
that.
can't get away from it.
Don't tell Ken,
I
but
mean,
I can't
it's-
stand U2, says Laserbolt. Oh, well, man, I won't tell Ken, but I hope you do, just because.
Oh, U2's awful.
I didn't. I'm not a U2 guy either, but I didn't know Ken was like a big U2 guy. That's interesting.
I'm pretty nostalgic for U2 just because they were one that my dad played a lot as a kid. Like he had their greatest hits, and he played it in the truck a lot. Like that, Eddie Money, and Journey were like the regular rotation of his.
Yeah. See, my dad was I am a basic bitch like my father before me. My dad listened to the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, Elton John, and so there we go. You know what I mean? So like that, and that's where I come from. So that's what I like. That's why I like vanilla
hang
ice
on.
cream. It's why I like plain
Wait,
potato
wait.
chips. It's why I like Luke Skywalker.
We have an update from Addy.
The Rays
Baseball
scored.
update.
the Rays score a touchdown because I saw you go like this.
A touchdown?
Well, she
No,
went
they
like
finished
this.
the game. They won 12-8.
That's incredible. So
Wow.
they were, just for the record, we're gonna recap June baseball one more time. They were down 8-0, and they came back and
After
won
the
12-8.
second inning.
They were down 8-0. This
Orioles-
is like legit gonna be like that's gonna lead Sports Center because there's no other games on tonight, like finals games.
The
or anything like that.
Orioles went up 8-0 in the second inning.
Wow.
Taj Bradley got pulled after
Wow.
1 1/3 inning, and they went bullpen for the rest of the night. And they managed to claw back and score. The Orioles never scored again, and the Rays scored 12 runs.
I've been poo-pooing this game the whole time, and it's gonna go down as one of the best games of the year. It's amazing. I love that.
Okay.
I'm not very sports literate, as we've previously made apparent, but even I know that's impressive.
Like I was literally prepared to be like, well, I'm glad I have the backstage because this game is gonna like this game is over.
Well, that's why we call it second screen entertainment, Addie. That's the idea.
But I'm
That's
glad
the
they
idea.
won because I don't have an answer to this question. I have been
Really?
thinking this entire time. I don't think I listen to enough music.
Fair enough.
That's kind of where I am.
That's fair.
Get well, like I did
Because
with country. Is there a genre?
For example, you all have named several bands that while I have heard of them, I could not name you a single song by them.
Really? Like I get some. Like Imagine Dragons, I get not knowing the name of their bands, but even
Oh no, I own an Imagine Dragons album.
really
That's
the irony.
Addie, you didn't
You-
have.
you
I mean,
couldn't
you
name
didn't
a
have to
single
share
Chili
that.
Pepper
Like
song?
you did, but you
It's
didn't.
the one with Radioactive on it.
You didn't have to.
I do like Radioactive.
Brady,
that song has a
stop
great
while you're
running
ahead.
beat, Steve. It
What?
has a great running beat.
I can
It's
give you
also-
so many better running
Just
beat
go to.
songs.
If I walk into Best Buy and hear Radioactive one more time though, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
Steve,
it's
what the
everywhere.
hell are you doing in a Best Buy in 2025?
Do you see all the shit I have around here? Have you guys not seen my little office tour? I got a lot going on, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's called
Regularly,
Newegg
Jared, why aren't you in a Best Buy?
Yeah,
in
I like
2025?
because they
Best
got rid
Buy
of my
is
physical media.
Best Buy is my Amazon like to me Best Buy is just an Amazon like showroom. So it's like I go, I can like see what I'm looking for, like touch it and like kind of get an idea of what it. And then if I actually want it, I can just price match it to Best Buy. They'll price match it for you, or be like, okay, I'm safe to buy this on Amazon. It'll be here tomorrow.
Makes sense.
But I mean, Steve, you saw. I know you saw my post earlier today in Discord.
Mm-hmm.
I finally listened to Chapel Roan.
There you go. Oh, I want to talk. Okay.
I get
I
it.
can't believe we didn't get to this. Okay, Addie, hold that thought
I
for
have
just
never
1
listened
second.
to Chapel Roan.
All of you be
Okay,
quiet
but
for 2
you're-
seconds.
Jared, you're gay. Why
I have
haven't
this.
you?
I have this.
Half gay,
I have-
half gay.
Same, but still.
Yeah, half gay. That's the best explanation for anything.
Don't worry. My gay singer is Kesha.
Fair.
I like the Pitbull Kesha song. timber.
Anyway,
I'm a sucker
Jared,
for timber.
I mean,
Anyway, hold on.
sorry.
Addie, I want to get to your Chapel Roan discovery. First, though, we did the round table that Detective brought in. We need to get to what Chris is bringing to the table. And Chris, unless you're just here for vibes, did you have a question or anything you wanted to bring to the round table before we talk about Addie discovering Chapel Roan?
Mine was about pop music, so Addie can go first.
He's deferring to you, Addie. So
Okay, what do you want to know?
Chapel Roan. Tell me your Chapel Roan discovery story. Is there anything? What was the song? What was it like? Oh, this clicked for me. Which one was it?
I don't know. I listened to the entire album. I
Corman's
played it
not
from
doing
start
good,
to
by the
finish.
way. Okay, so okay, and what was your
A
favorite
couple
album?
times.
What resonated with you the most? How is this dude not better yet? What a little bitch.
I was in the lab for 3 hours. I don't know any of their names.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what, Addie? How about you plan to bring
I
this either
enjoyed
to the
Hot
next?
to Go.
Okay, that's good.
Oh,
See,
God.
I know this is a conversation Ken would probably enjoy. So, if you want, you can bring this to the show tomorrow or save it for the next backstage thing. But I'm gonna need your. Yeah, I know you. I see you doing the little hand. I'm gonna need your homework on Chapel. I'm gonna need a full report on.
There's a
Chapel
couple
Roan
of
from you.
songs that my mother can never hear.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, the same. As
would
my
say most
mother's
of
a
them.
Catholic old Italian lady. I'm right there with you, so I get it. If
There
she
were
heard
a couple that,
Champagne Supernova, no, not Champagne, Red Wine Supernova. Champagne Supernova is the Oasis song. Red Wine
Oh,
Supernova, my mother would be clutching her glasses hanging from her neck and her pearls.
All right.
Also-
so don't show her
also
Sabrina Carpenter's new
Casual?
album.
Right. Yeah, that too. What's that, Addie? What's that?
Casual.
Yeah, that too. Yep. All of the above, but I just, there's just a few. Yeah, anyway.
I have to bring up Laser brought up. He surprised me. He goes, my favorites: Tool, Devo, Anthrax, Oinga Boinga, and Megadeth. Laser, I always
All those
pictured for
sound
an
made
all-
up.
I always pictured Laser jamming out to Allman
They all
Brothers,
sound made up.
Jethro Tull, the Doobie
See-
Brothers.
You'll lose me at Tool because I hate Maynard. All the rest are great. Maynard
can't
sucks.
listen to-
He's a Joe Rogan buddy, so like fuck that guy.
Oh, he is.
I know he's been on Rogan a couple times, and like maybe in recent years he's hopefully on the right side of history, but like he's
I don't
kind of a pompous piece of shit.
Tool to me is always one of those bands. I'm like, you guys are amazing musicians. I don't need to listen to a 4-hour concept album.
I don't
Also,
even mind
just
that.
for the record, I discovered Chapel Roan and listened to that and the Sabrina Carpenter album, which I had only listened to once before, for like 4 hours on repeat.
So the
Jesus.
Sabrina
So
Carpenter album
that's
from
how my
Short and
Monday
Sweet,
was.
right? Like the
Yes.
one from last year. Yeah, also very good.
Plus the new Man-Child single. So that was how my Monday was. If that puts you in an idea of like my Monday mood, that was Monday.
Pop
It's a
Girly
very
Monday.
interesting Monday mood,
It's Pop Girly
especially
Monday. I love that.
for doing science, like just working with Sir Christian Cole and shit.
Right.
Like I can't square that.
Hey,
Context
my-
is so important on this show.
So did you solve string theory yet?
Working
Eddie?
with Christian Cole, like no one has any idea what the hell we're talking about.
hey, I will say my
Brady, go ahead.
my sister is in science too, and she listens to this while doing her pipetting or whatever.
Oh, that's very nice.
Chapel Roan, Sabrina Carpenter,
Yeah.
Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
all the pop girlies.
All the
Do
pop
they still
girlies.
use
No,
the
it's Pop
straw
Girly
pipe?
Summer.
The straw pipe?
You don't pipe my mouth, Jared.
I don't know. I don't. This is you. I do surgery. I
That
use
is how you
knives.
die.
I use knives, it says. Okay. We are, once we hit that 2 hour mark, not even the 2 hour mark, once I hit the hour and a half mark, I just my lights start baking, man. I can't use
Let
my glasses
Chris
too much.
talk because this game
Yes,
has ended and I have
we're-
to go to bed.
We're now, yeah, that's fine. So, Chris, you have the floor, sir. What was your question or topic you wanted to bring now that Addie has completed her Chapel Roan? Well, we're going to need more on Chapel Roan. Report back. But, Chris, go ahead.
It's about the whole Sabrina Carpenter album cover thing.
Okay.
I
I'm
just wanted
glad
to
we
give
have
my
Addie. I
take
need
on
you to hang out for a minute because we need some representation on this conversation. But please go ahead.
Yeah, so I love her music. it connects with me so deeply. I've listened to it on bad days, and it's centered me.
Yeah.
And
She seems like a very nice lady.
yeah, absolutely. But it bothers me when people from outside of a fandom sort of bring their opinions into something that they're not fully knowledgeable about.
Okay. So you are not. So I'm guessing. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm guessing you are disagreeing with some of the discourse that she is getting and some of the backlash she is getting for the recent album cover. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm with you on that actually. I think criticizing art for being to this or to that right now is probably not the best use of our constructive criticism time. I don't know how else to say that, but go ahead, Chris. Tell me your 2 cents.
Well, so, like I said, her music is lyrically so heartfelt, but it's also a lot of fun. She knows how to use innuendos and wordplay, and I think if you listen to her music, that album cover isn't too much of a shocker.
Okay. Yeah, I totally agree. Between the lyrics, between her known kind of persona on stage, and kind of all the inside jokes she does with her concert performances and all that. No, it's definitely on brand. So I don't want to misconstrue that at all. So I agree with you there. But yeah, I think a lot of the criticism comes from the idea that I think a lot of people think like it's not. I don't know if anti-feminism is the right way to put it. Addie's raising her hand, so I'm going to try to sound a little less educated on this. But Addie, like, tell me if I'm at least on the right track. That the cover comes off as like not empowering, but like giving back, like going the other way from that. So I'm going to shut up and let someone who knows what they're talking about speak.
I was trying to follow directions and be civilized.
Yeah, well, that ship sailed a long time ago, but thank you for that. Continue. You're not. I'm not saying. By the way, Addie, you're not the one that's uncivilized here. It's the rest of us. Let's be very clear. You're a doctor. Like you've got your shit together. Like you understand. I'm not talking about you. Please go ahead.
So, I have to agree with Chris. I bought Short and Sweet when it first came out. I listened to it once and have not listened to it since because I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, what the hell was that? And just sort of moved on because you have to understand, I have liked Sabrina Carpenter since Girl Meets World.
I sniffed this about 8 seconds ago. Go ahead, continue.
So, having listened to it the last couple of days, I completely understand where Chris is coming from because it is a lot more clever than it appears to be on the surface. And like her Grammys performance was chef's kiss. Like her comedic timing.
Agree. I love the Grammys thing. I thought that was
all
fun.
of that.
Yeah.
While I do not necessarily agree with the fact that she goes on stage in lingerie and performs, I don't agree with it because that's not something I would ever do. More power to her for doing it.
So it's not that you don't agree with it. It's just not something. I think that's just saying. I don't think that's necessarily something that you don't agree with. It's just not something you would do, right? You wouldn't tell her not to do it, right?
It makes me uncomfortable because I wouldn't do it. Let me put it that way.
Fair. You have the right to your opinion. 100%. Go ahead.
But
continue.
To the point, to the main point of this discussion, which is the new album cover, which I only saw a day ago. I don't know how long it's been out there. I think the most important question that you have to ask yourself about the discourse around it is, would we be having the same conversation if Sabrina Carpenter was a man?
Yes. Okay. I mean, I agree with your point. That's I don't think.
No.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I mean,
I think two clarifications for that because I know obviously I know Sabrina Carpenter, but was she a Disney kid? Is she like a Ashley Simpson? So I think that might also where I mean, it's still wrong that they're upset, but I think that's probably another reason why people would be upset. But Carlos has got his hand up.
I will say, I think Addie's right. It wouldn't be the same conversation, but if it was a man, I think it would be an equally bad conversation because at that point it'd be coming from a place of homophobia. Because if it was a man kneeling in front, because I just looked up the album cover as well, because I had heard there was some controversy about it, but never got into it.
Right.
But if it was a man on all fours in front of another man, it wouldn't be, oh, we can't have sex. It's, oh, these gays.
Right. That's a totally different thing. And I think you see a little bit of that with the discourse around Lil Nas X, right? Like about how kind of outward he is with a lot of his, just his art and how he kind of expresses himself is very like, a lot of people are like, oh, that's a little too, a lot of the, people clutching their pearls are saying, oh, that's too much, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I agree. No, I think the idea, though, there was like more, let's reverse both gender roles there from an idea of,
no, in that case, no.
Totally understand.
Yeah, if it was a man on all fours in front of a woman, then you'd have the manosphere people being like, this is what happens when you pussify men, blah, blah, blah. No matter what, I think an album cover like that, admittedly, pretty fucking tame. I'm going to be honest. Like, maybe I'm just broken, but it's so tame.
That was my initial reaction, too.
Holy shit.
If you look at it, like, I found it, and then I saw the discourse around it, and I was like, to be perfectly honest, like, it looks like I realize what it looks like, but like between the look on her face and how some of that stuff is set up, like it's very obvious that it's a joke.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
yeah, and that's part. And Chris, I want to hear your thought on this too, because that's kind of the whole bit with Sabrina. Is it's very much like she's very self-aware, and that's like I'm doing the whole promiscuous, sexy thing as like out in the open, as that's part of why it's funny. Get it? Ha ha! We're all laughing at it together.
Yeah. My other part of it is also that like that's all some people think of her is the hypersexual side.
Mm-hmm.
They're not paying attention to her actual music.
Right. Yeah. Totally understand where you're coming from there. Yeah, and I think that's something that she would point to as well and it'll be interesting to see kind of when the rest of the album comes out. Right. I think we've only seen the first song, but it'll be interesting to see how this discourse affects the rest of the marketing going forward. Jerry, please go ahead.
I'm just curious because again, I don't know her that much. How did the whole Juno, have you ever tried it this way thing start on stage? Because I remember that was a little bit of a controversy at first or something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So I guess when she does her song Juno live, she'll get into some promiscuous sexual position where she'll kneel in front of her male dancers. They pretended to Eiffel Tower at one point. She'll bounce around like she's on top, stuff like that. Like she does something different every time.
Right.
Like even
her
even
outros
like
are very famous. Yeah, she does this thing with her outros where she does stuff. Yeah.
Like one of them, like she got on her knees and grabbed her own hair to pull it backwards, and like he held the microphone up very
suggestively.
So that's why, like when I saw this album cover, I'm like, this seems par for the course for someone who's very sexually liberated.
Yeah.
Not to mention, like she's fully dressed as well. Like as Addie mentioned, apparently she is on stage in pretty skimpy outfits. She's fully dressed in that album cover. Like not like just an actual little black dress. That's it. Like,
to be fair, I've seen Taylor Swift in some skimpy things performing.
So like the people that are going to be outraged over the moral panic are always going to find something, no matter who it is, no matter what they're doing. They're going to find an excuse to throw their moral panic tantrums. Doesn't matter.
Sorry about that.
I would also like to point out, as the chat has been pointing out, there's apparently 103 people watching us right now.
Holy shit.
I don't believe that at all. That's just I think that's YouTube not understanding stuff, because I think we have like 10, 15 likes on the show. So unless Ken bought like a bot, I don't think I don't think that's accurate.
There's 67 subscribers, so like it's not too crazy.
No, I mean it could.
Don't get me wrong.
It could be
if there's actually 104 of you out there. Yeah, if there's actually 104 of you out there listening to us and watching, I'm thrilled. It would make me very happy. But
there's like a dozen people actually, less than a dozen people taking place in the actual chat though.
Right,
Like,
exactly. And so that's but that's okay. You know what? That's what we're here for. The Backstage is all about having this awesome clubhouse for us all to hang out, for us to have these fun conversations. We get to have a little bit more of a law-informed conversation than what you guys see over on the Blathering. Yeah, don't show up to Ken with a 20-minute diatribe on the Lakers costing $10 billion, Brady. I don't think it'll go well. But you can totally. I'm here for it all day, man. But yeah. But Craft Jedi makes a good point. Maybe it's the RimWorld. Maybe we just have a bunch of kids out there that are just like super big in the RimWorld. In which case they're gonna be super disappointed because I've just been sitting here staring at this while these dudes like chop wood and shit for 20 minutes while we talk about Taylor Swift. So.
But they're all. The thing is that they have your RimWorld on. Will they doom scroll TikTok?
That's fair. Yeah.
look,
that's
if
fair.
it's getting views, it's getting views. Fuck it.
Yeah, like I said, it's probably just a thing, but it's probably a glitch or something. But
if you're out there and you're not one of the 67 subscribers, like and subscribe, because when you do, we get to do some Mystery Science Theater 3000 shit.
That's cool. That's a great point. Thank you for reminding me. I mean, of course, it's on my list, obviously. But yeah, when we hit 100 subscribers on RimWorld, or not on RimWorld, on the channel, when we hit 100 subscribers on Backstage, we're going to do a Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie watch along with
Double
Producer
feature,
Steve
I
and the
think we
chat.
agreed on.
Well, that's ambitious, but we'll maybe not in one stream, but maybe like over a weekend or something like that. But we will do I forgot what movies we said we were going to do, but
you have to watch Moulin Rouge, and I have to watch a movie of the chat's choosing.
That's it. That you haven't seen that you should have seen.
That I haven't seen.
That's
before.
exactly right. That's exactly right. So yeah, I'm excited for that. A big Ewan fan, so I'm excited for Moulin Rouge. No worries there. So yeah, 100 subscribers, and we will do a live reaction to Moulin Rouge. And Ken will be so excited because we know how much Ken loves reaction content. So
it's his favorite, right?
It's his favorite thing ever.
And so when we do the Mystery Science, we have to make sure anybody who participates has a shocked face for the thumbnail.
Oh yeah, no, we'll all do one of these. I'll have all of you guys send me a picture of you just like this, and then we'll just do like all around the thing. Yeah, and it'll be great, and we'll get 100 views just for that. Just for that. All right.
Easy.
So we got to everybody's things. So again, thank you for everybody. We're gonna wrap up here in a little bit, but before we go, we have all these people here. So I figure we have all these people here. If you guys want, we might as well spin the wheel, right? I mean, we're all here.
I have one more.
You have one more item to bring to the round table. Okay.
I do, because
go ahead, Jim.
I saw this. I saw these back to back on my TikTok. I'm like, what would be cooler? So apparently, there's a guy in MLB called Tyler Gilbert. Tyler Gilbert. He was a pitcher. His first career start was a no-hitter. And then there is a right fielder by the name of Jeremy Hermada. Am I saying that right? His first ever major league at bat. His first pitch ended up being a grand slam for him. So I'm thinking, what would you rather have as an MLB rookie? Your first career start as a no-hitter, or your first career pitch being a grand slam?
Or you mean your first career hit being a grand slam?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes.
100%.
And again,
100% the no-hitter. Yeah. Not even close.
Yeah, I'm not super, again, not the most knowledgeable, but like, even if you set that bar so incredibly high, that puts Brady, Steve, correct me if I'm wrong, but that just puts a lot of stock in you as a player and probably makes you pretty, I would guess, pretty valuable, and could probably make a lot of money just off of that.
You can hit a grand slam and have a little bit of an element of luck on your side. You don't hit it. You don't throw a no hitter with luck. Like you throw a no hitter because you're throwing fucking gas for 9 innings. Like
I will say, from a young person's perspective, the grand slam has aura points, but from a baseball
no hitter
perspective,
doesn't have aura points. Are you kidding me?
A no hitter has aura points if you love baseball, because you know what that means. But if you're just like a casual, a grand slam, just like your team winning.
This is how we know the kids aren't okay.
Yeah, but
this is how we know the kids aren't all right. This is how we know the kids are not all right.
It's not a walk-off grand slam, Brady.
Oh, just your first hit. That's still
your first hit is a grand slam.
That's,
Yeah.
Because
seems
plenty
was
of
the
people have had their
wildly
first
unfair.
hit be a home run. I remember watching Jason Hayward, his
Yeah.
first at bat, it was a home run. People went bonkers and said,
'Cause
"Oh, this guy is
the-
literally going to be, Willie
Yeah,
Mays."
because
But
even the funny thing is when the dude came up for that first at bat, the commentators were even saying how he got advice from somebody to be like, your first career pitch, just swing at it. You'll never get another one. So he swung at the first pitch and ended up knocking it out.
that's okay. That's impressive. That
That
is
is
very
impressive.
But I still think I would go no hitter because like people hit grand slams on a team every year. You can go years and years and years at a franchise without having someone throw a no hitter. And so it buys you like team cachet in that standpoint. And I do think it has more. It's a dumb thing to say because people say hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports. Blah 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 blah. But I think, and I'll have to ask my friends that know baseball about this. I think it would be just generally, it's harder to throw a no hitter than it is to hit a grand slam. Period.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And now a grand slam, you're relying on 3 people to get on base and situational stuff, blah 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 blah. But like to McCarsel's point, when you're talking about like player value, someone who can throw a no hitter is just blind resume going to be more valuable than someone who hit a grand slam, just because of that reason, because it's just so much more rare.
Yeah.
Well, and to your earlier point, Steve, one of them takes skill. The other one, skill, yes, but there is a little bit of luck in it.
100%. Yeah. There's an element of luck. There's an element of other, like you don't have full, like 3 other people have to get on base for it to even happen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you have to be lucky enough to get up at that point. Blah 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 blah. But it's a very
I
good
would also
question.
just
Chris-
like
You should totally ask Ken that question. I think he'd love that question.
Jared.
Yeah. Does
I-
Chris
I
have an
would
opinion?
also-
Well, if you
Oh, go
look
ahead,
at it from like, I would only know about this from say Wii Sports baseball. If you do a no
Amazing
hitter,
perspective. But continue.
if you do a no hitter, that's pretty cool. But a grand slam has a more would be more celebratory, I think.
Okay. I'm so glad we have someone else on the other side of this, and their perspective is, nah, dude, have you ever hit a grand slam in Wii Sports, though? Like, that's a
where I'm
winning
coming
argument,
from.
Chris. That's a winning argument, my friend.
Winning-
I mean,
The Grand Slam in Wii
Wii-
Sports feels pretty good.
It does.
Wii
It's like
Sports is hard-
it's bowling a
hard.
300 in Wii Sports.
Mm-hmm.
that's easy.
That's not
Unrelated,
easy.
but
Get out of here.
related.
That is not easy.
I'll show you.
Sorry, Addie. Go ahead.
Unrelated but related, I would just also like to point out that at one point tonight, the Orioles sent to the mound a pitcher named Blewett.
Wait, Blewett? His name was Blewett?
His name is Blewett.
Oh.
Do you know how it's
all right.
spelled?
I'm going to need notes on this because that's totally going to go in 16 seconds of sports. So
BLEWITT.
that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. All right.
That's-
Addie's going to bed soon. I'm sweating my ass off. We're going to get to the wheel here so that we can end this somewhat reasonably. So I'm going to go ahead.
4
Just-
hours, baby.
Yes,
We're
I
not
have
gonna
the day
hours.
off tomorrow, and I'd like to not sleep all day.
So quick update on where we're at on RimWorld, just because I started on it like going hard, and then we kind of got a little distracted with all the stuff, but that's part of the fun. But we have made some good progress today, though. So we added some power conduits throughout our kind of little colony here. So now we're going to be able to have electricity through here, which is big. You basically have to pipe like power lines essentially from whatever source of electricity you have through all the
I thought
walls
we
and
had
everything to
it
be able
for
to
the
have
AC
stuff.
already.
So we had AC for the fridge, right? So that literally was just from here to here, right? It was literally just from the power thing to this is to the fridge. But I had to build like the power conduit things basically all throughout. If I pull up this button, you'll see these blue lines. This is where I've essentially built power lines. So now I can attach electrical shit to these things. So now my next thing is I'm going to want to build some like wall lamps, and these are lights that'll just automatically turn on when someone enters a room. But the people are like weird about light. They want to make sure, obviously they want to, they don't want to be in the dark all the time. So we want to get those up. And then we also just got windmill generator, or not windmill, watermill generators. So we're going to be able to build that to have power so that we don't have to cut trees down to fill up our wood fire generator. So good progress there. Tormund, according to the poll, let's check in on the poll really quick. According to the poll, does Tormund survive? 60-40 said yes. So the poll as of now is looking good. Like he's not dead yet. I mean, he's not out of the woods, but he's pretty damn close to getting better. His little health bar there is almost full. If we click on his health thing, he's just got bruises left. Yeah, Tormund's going to be okay, guys. Whoever voted no, you can get the hell out of here. And we didn't even use force powers to heal him or anything. He healed by the regular medicine made by science. So
I just imagined
that's impressive.
him getting saved like that Lord of the Rings scene where Frodo gets saved.
Right. Oh, yeah, he's just sitting in the bed. He's just waiting for Gandalf to just sit next to him and, like, wake up and be like, oh, yeah, no, you've been asleep for, like, a month.
I love that scene for all the conspiracy theorists out there who goes, Frodo doesn't know Legolas's name.
Oh,
That's
well,
why
they literally never talk to each other in all the
an
movies until that scene.
I am an original. Before I even knew that was a conspiracy theory, I believed that, Jared. The only name he doesn't say.
Legolas is just like all the hobbits. They're all the same. Just all the hobbits, whatever. Just the little dudes. All right.
No. The conspiracy theory is that Frodo does not know Legolas's name.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was Legolas doesn't know Frodo's name.
No.
Oh, okay, my bad.
No.
I got that wrong.
At the end of Return of the King, when they all walk in, Frodo says everyone's name but
Except for
Legolas.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yep. And Frodo has 0 lines towards Legolas.
Right.
Legolas
Correct.
has one line at Frodo. You have my bow and my bow.
Right. But they never have. It's like a Bechtel test thing. Like they never have a direct conversation between the two of them. It's literally
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we're gonna save our Blathering corner here real quick.
Because I have to go to bed, and so does Detective McCarthy.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Are waking up at the same time.
We just quit out of everything, so we're gonna spin the wheel here momentarily. Let me get my things all set up here.
Steve, while you're doing that, is there a way to, like, on the back end, so that at least those of us in the live chat or in the call, that we can show everybody? Because admittedly, it's a little disorienting trying to remember that Chris and Brady are there, but I can't see them.
So that's because they don't have their camera on, which is they're right. So I can add like a little avatar or something maybe for them to show up, but that's just all good. That's a good note for next time. But usually I try to keep, unless we're like pre-planning camera stuff for folks, I try to just do because it's clunky and folks don't always want to be on camera and you have to ask beforehand if they want to be on camera and all that kind of jazz. So
Brady, don't apologize. It's literally just it makes it harder. It's just disorienting to have the conversation with two disembodied voices and like try not to speak over you guys.
No, right, exactly. It's hard to see the cues and stuff. You can't. No, exactly. And I might be able to do something where they can like do like a hand gesture thing or whatever, like so you can see a little green box or whatever. But anyway, I can't see jack shit. My glasses are so fogged up. All right, here we go. Here is the wheel. I am gonna go to top screen. That should. Don't you guys like my cool little animation I made? All right, so here we go. Let's spin. Who wants to spin the wheel first? Any volunteers?
Let's go, Addie. She's got to go
Addie's
first.
gonna vote. Addie wants to spin the wheel. Addie's like, I want to go to bed, dude. All right, here we go. Spinning the wheel. Spinning the wheel. Oh, this is a great question for Addie too. Addie, what are you watching?
At this moment or in general?
No. Just like in general. Like, what's something you're watching that you like want to like? Give me the elevator pitch on something that you're watching.
I just restarted Bridgerton.
Okay, so give me the quick. All I know about Bridgerton is French, like high Renaissance culture and sex. Like, what am I missing?
They're not French. They're English.
Oh, they're English. I thought it was French. Okay,
yeah,
never mind.
No,
I'm totally wrong then. Did I have the sex part right though?
Yes.
Okay.
It is sort of like Pride and Prejudice, but if there was more sex.
Okay. That's a good that does it. That's a pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you like Pride and Prejudice, but you wanted a little more raunchy. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Simple.
Well, Addie, your job is done.
That's your 5-second elevator pitch for Bridgerton.
That's a pretty good. It's honestly though, it's a pretty good pitch. It's a pretty good pitch.
Sexy Pride and Prejudice.
Sexy Pride and Prejudice. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. How many seasons? 2, 3? Netflix. Right?
3. The 4th one is coming.
Okay.
And there are I believe 8 to 10 books.
Okay.
God damn.
Okay. All right, Chris, you're up next. Time for you to spin the wheel. I don't have my glasses on,
Alright.
so I might need help.
We can't
Spin
click it for you,
that
Steve.
wheel.
This year in history. Okay, this is a fun one. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to... Oh, no, that's not what we want. I am going to find... I need someone to... Here's what we're going to do.
You
I
can
forgot.
produce, Steve. Tell us what to do.
No, I had a game for this. So here's what we're going to do.
Oh.
I am going to go to Wikipedia, and I'm going to do the whole random article on Wikipedia, and I'm going to start reading from a random article on Wikipedia, and then you have to tell me what year this historical thing happened. Okay? Are you ready, Chris?
Yep.
How good are you at history?
Possible.
Okay. All right. I feel good about... Wow. I just want to say, you got so fucking lucky with what this thing was. I just put random article in this event. All right, Chris, this is a history question. Your American history teachers will be proud. Chris, what year was the Boston Tea Party?
I'm guessing 1776.
Is that your final answer?
It's either that or maybe the year before, but yeah.
You're very close. The Boston Tea Party was on December 16th of 1773. It was a few years before Revolution really broke out, before the battles of Lexington and Concord. But
I was
that
going to say
was-
73 or 74 because they just celebrated the anniversary in Boston.
Oh well, there you go.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
there
That
you
was
go.
a party.
Yeah,
That
Jared
was-
gets
that was a
keep hers
party.
on that one.
But you know what, Chris? I'm gonna give you half credit on that because I just asked you when one thing happened at a random time in history, and you got within 2 years. So on the backstage, I'm gonna give you a 10-year buffer. So we're gonna call that good, my friend. All right. So congratulations.
Actually-
You nailed it.
I mean, he was
I'm-
within 1% because it's
Yeah.
been 250 years.
Exactly. And when you consider all of recorded history, there's a lot of margin for error. So Chris, congratulations, my man. You nailed it. Thank you. For
Actually,
playing
and I'm on a Britannica website for what happened on this day in history. Guess what happened 2 years ago today?
the sub blew up.
Ocean Gate. Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh.
Someone make a note.
I've watched both docs.
That's literally what I was watching before this started. I was literally, me and my wife just finished the Ocean Gate
Yep.
documentary before this started. That's why none of my graphics and shit were ready. That's why I'm here on the regular thing without my overlay or anything up. Like now it should be better. And okay, yeah, now it can be.
Actually,
ridiculous.
there's a lot of cool shit that happened on this day in history, this particular day.
Well, you didn't get this day in history, Jared, so you don't get to share
I
it right at
know.
this moment. We need to move
It's
on.
cool.
McCarcel wants to go to bed too. McCarcel, it's time for you to spin the wheel. We need
do
order
this.
around here. We're spinning the wheel, McCarcel. Jared, you know I love you.
Put the wheel on the screen this time.
Oh yeah, put the wheel on the screen. God, Addy, you're a good producer. What can I say?
How many
Underrated
producers does it take?
or overrated? So
Okay.
McCarcel, I need you to give me a take. What is, in your opinion, something that's maybe unpopular, but something that is, in your opinion, overrated or underrated?
Or underrated. I feel like all of my takes on this are pretty tame.
That's okay. It's
It
okay
just-
to be
it-
tame. Like
I
what
mean-
is okay? Do you want me to pick one for you? Overrated or underrated? Would that help you narrow it down?
Probably, because there's a
Okay.
lot.
All right. Well, let's
There's a lot.
go positive. Let's go positive. What's underrated?
What's underrated? I could just be cliche and say positivity.
I mean, you're not wrong. Especially in this day and age, you're not wrong. Laserbolt has a great question. Lincoln was shot and the Titanic sank on his birthday.
God damn.
Laser, you need to we just need to book you for an interview with Knapsack just so you can talk about that. You can talk about how you went to school with, who was it, like Tom Morello or whoever the fuck it was you were talking about earlier? Someone
Maynard.
from Maynard, yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, like Forrest Meets. We need a whole on like Laserbolt, like Ken doing his best Charlie Rose interview without
the myth grows.
issues. Yeah, exactly.
Laser,
Sorry, go
I'll
ahead,
do you.
McCarcel.
I'll do you one worse. My birthday was this past Saturday.
No kings.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's the
Oh.
glass.
Yeah.
Addie's got the glass half full there for you. So you share
Yeah,
a
no,
birthday with a.
that was. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Anyway,
crazy enough, my dad shares a birthday with President Obama.
that's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very weird coincidence.
Interesting.
What do I
What's
think is
underrated,
overrated?
McCarcel?
Underrated. You know what? I did think of one that's overrated. The theatrical experience. I think it's overrated.
The theatrical experience is
You
overrated.
shut your whore mouth.
So paying $15 for a ticket for something that you don't own, paying $20 for popcorn that you can buy at home for 30 cents, soda for $10 that really should only cost $1. You think all of that is overrated?
So I don't usually get snacks. I usually just grab a bottle of water. I'll sneak in a protein bar, so I'm not worried about that.
Monster.
It's the public.
Oh, you just don't like
It's
people.
the public. I hate most of the general movie going audience, and I'd rather be able to. I don't care if some people think it breaks them out of the movie. I would rather pause and go to the bathroom and not miss anything.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
drink a lot of water. I have to actively limit my water intake for hours leading into a movie. I don't like
Carson, we
doing
call
that.
that diabetes.
No, I'm just well hydrated. I just don't drink soda. I don't drink anything. I just drink water.
I'm with you on that. Going to the bathroom during a movie is one of my biggest pet peeves with going to a movie. And I specifically remember when I saw The Force Awakens for the first time, I missed the scene where Finn is like drinking out of the water in the when he first after the crash and everything.
Dude, that's still the first act.
I know.
Wild.
I started drinking we pre-gamed before the movie. There was a lot going on.
Man.
And so I was like, shit, I have to pee like 30 minutes in, not even 30 minutes into the movie. But I was like, okay, homeboy's just walking around the desert. This has to be a good time to like go to the bathroom, right? And so sure. I lucked out, and then I literally I came back. My wife was like, no, you just missed him like drinking out of a well. It was pretty gross. I was like, all right, cool, we're good. We're good.
But yeah, like
so
I know
anyway,
people.
continue.
I know there are people that'll be like, it doesn't matter how big or nice your TV is. It doesn't. It really is fine. It's fine. I've watched so many things on my television and been fine. Like I have every movie I've seen in the theater, I've also been able to watch at home. And guess what? It still hits just the same.
Right.
It hits just the same for me. And I don't have to worry about other people talking or being on their cell phones. And again, holding my bladder.
You're not one of those like sound purist guys?
Not really.
No? Okay.
Not really.
I have a fantastic sound bar.
Okay. Hey, look, I'm not judging anyone. I'm just asking the questions. No. Okay.
Oh, I'm judging.
Jared's judging you.
My floor.
I like being able to see it with my friends, but like I want to do that. We can just have a movie night. Like I would even turn in the experience of seeing Endgame with an audience opening.
Now you're crossing the line. Now you've gone too far. Brady, I see you in the chat. Defend the theater experience.
I mean, 18K surround sound, movie theater popcorn.
I don't need it.
Oh man,
you got to come to LA. We got good crowds.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll be by yourself.
Maybe this is my problem, Brady. Every theater I have gone to around me since I moved has absolutely terrible sound. Literally, the sound is better in my apartment.
That's a shame.
Okay,
you're going to
bad.
There is no surround sound at any of the theaters I've been to.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
Like, and that's not to say it's not sometimes fun, but like it's not this end all be all next level experience for me. It's just not. Like,
okay, hey,
I go to the movie. Like I would gladly see every Star Wars movie for the first time right here in my bed on my nice TV. I'd be perfectly content.
I mean, it's okay to be wrong, detective. Okay.
I understand the idea behind it, like the comfortability and everything. Look, I get it. It's good. It's a good hot take. That's why we're here. That's why we spin the wheel, detective. And you got the objective. You nailed it. Star Wars, I'm gonna wholeheartedly disagree with you because I need to be amongst my people. I need to be among the. I like hearing the cheers and the claps and being among all the nerddom. Yeah.
I am with the detective to a point. Not everything needs to be experienced in a movie theater.
Right. I agree with that. I think I agree with that. No, totally agree. Yeah, not everything needs to be experienced. No, I think the community stuff, it just adds to it, but I agree I would not
trade Endgame.
I need to be able to. No, I wouldn't trade Endgame. I wouldn't trade. Force Awakens was one of the most fun days ever, just because of how good that community feeling was.
And that's fair.
I have seen movies sold out and by myself, and it's amazing every time.
See,
I will also never forget I will never forget the experience I had seeing Return of the King in the theater for the first time.
Same.
Like that was.
Yep. Yep. Well,
The
Fellowship
sound
too.
went
I
out.
thought was really cool. I thought that was a really good one.
The
But-
sound went
Actually,
out right as Rohan was charging into
Oh, no.
Pelennor. We all
Oh,
made
no.
horse noises. It was great.
Oh,
I
horse
wouldn't have
noises?
gotten that at home. I
the
wouldn't have
best-
gotten that at home.
Oh man.
The best audience reaction I had for the trilogy of the rings was during Return of the King when Frodo gets stabbed by Shelob. I swear I was the only person in that theater who had read the books because everybody else shit themselves. Like,
They're like, oh no.
They really thought
During
he was dead.
Jared, during the Two Towers, when Aragorn goes over the cliff, my brother had to lean over to me and be like, "The third one's called The Return of the King."
God, spoilers, Addy.
I'm jealous. I wish I got to see it in theaters.
Oh man.
Oh,
All right.
sad.
So
Oh,
okay,
it
McCarson, that was a good
on
one.
the Summer
That was a very
Wild.
good unpopular opinion. I appreciate you played the game well. Let's get to the next spin here. I think Brady. I think we're gonna go to Brady, and then we'll finish with Jared. Jared, you haven't spun yet, right?
Negative.
We'll do Jared last. All right, Brady. This is your wheel spin. I'm gonna go back to the top screen here. The wheel is spinning. I can't believe
Don't be so.
that first one didn't get on there.
Don't be so.
Okay.
Pet?
Let's see. Is it going to end on... Okay, your pet starts talking. So, Brady, do you have any pets?
No.
Damn it. Have you
I
ever had
used
any
to.
pets growing up?
I had two parakeets. One was Paco and another one was named Boris.
Okay, let's pretend Boris just
they could
woke
talk.
up. Okay, but let's pretend Boris one day woke up, but not just being able to talk, like imitating you. Let's pretend Boris could like tell you his thoughts. What is the first thing you think Boris would tell you, and what is the first thing you would tell Boris?
Oh God, I think Boris would tell me to open his cage all the time, and then give him new feeds.
Okay. And what would you tell Boris if you knew he could understand you?
I'll tell Boris like, "Hey, I'm sorry."
I'm sorry. That's it. That's all you got.
sorry,
I'm sorry
yeah.
for putting you in a cage. That's it. You know, not like, hey, I love you. Hey, this is how this whole thing works. Like, you know, you wouldn't try to explain the situation to him. You just say, I'm sorry.
Hey, Boris has bitten my finger so many times, and it's painful. That's why I named him Boris.
So Boris is a bit of an asshole. Fair enough. Hey, JMB made it to his lunch break. Love to see it. We made it to JMB's lunch break. I love it. Okay. All right. So you would apologize to your birds for what you did to them, and you wouldn't expect too much sympathy back. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
Fair enough. All right, maybe there's a lesson there in whether or not birds are suitable pets. I don't know. But hey, if they make you happy, they make you happy. All right.
Yep.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, Brady, thanks for playing along.
I mean, one reason why I don't own pets nowadays.
Well, because you're worried about what they're gonna say to you if you could and start talking to them. Wait, what?
I just too much responsibility for me right now. Like, all my friends have cats.
Brady
right
doesn't
now,
want to
and it's
explain himself. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Our last wheel spin of the night. Jared, last but not least, certainly. I'm not forgetting anybody, right? We spun everyone's wheel. Yeah.
Mhm.
Dirty.
Top 3 cookout foods. All right, Jared, you're going to the cookout. What are your top 3 foods? What are you filling the plate with?
Burgers, dogs, and wings. As you are a simple man in another life, I'm a simple man with food.
No
I mean-
sides. All
yeah,
meat. No
that's a lot of meat.
sides.
Yeah, that's a lot of meat.
Yeah,
They're gonna be getting
So-
sweats.
me and
Yeah,
me
meat
and
sweats,
Laser just eating our rare to medium rareness.
Okay. All right. So just to recap, that's burgers, dogs, wings.
Hold on,
Okay.
Jared. Please don't. Please tell me you meant just rare to medium rare burgers, not rare to medium rare chicken wings and hot dogs.
I'm pretty sure you can eat a
Funny
hot dog rare. It's not gonna do anything to you, right? Like it's already like all processed. And
I-
everything.
funny
I
enough-
barely want to eat them. Well,
Funny enough about chicken. Maybe Brady can back me up because I've seen this on many travel and cooking shows. America and some of Europe are the only places that believe in cooking our poultry all the way through. I believe in Vietnam or Taiwan, it's a very common thing to get like medium rare bird of some kind of fowl. Like it
And
is
do they
a
have
thing.
do they have a higher instance of salmonella and other foodborne illnesses in
No.
these countries?
They don't. That's the thing when they bring it up. They don't. It's something about how they raise their chickens. It's
I gotta ask, what dish is this?
It was
I
so
don't
it
think this is
last time I remember seeing it, it was an Anthony Bourdain episode, and
Yeah.
they were cooking it
That sounds
on
right.
this infrared like grate or something. It wasn't even like a grill. Looked like it was a very weird looking heating metal thing. Listen, don't fucking. I see your judging eyes. It's all of you. This was
My
a real
mouth is
thing on
open
TV.
right now.
Jared, I
Don't
mean
you?
this.
Don't.
I mean this in the most loving way possible. To quote Alden, how much of the devil's lettuce had you consumed?
I'm still waiting. It's waiting for me to use it right there.
He's got his Christian
Before you saw this on TV.
Look,
It,
I will find this, and like I will find the pictures of Amelia Clark.
I feel like this
Please
has
send.
to
Your
be
poor algorithm. Yeah, go ahead.
similar to ceviche. I know ceviche is shrimp, but like it has to be something in the cooking preparation process that in some way cures the meat, as it were, and gets rid of some of that bacteria, even if it's not cooked through to temp.
Yeah.
Like it has to
And
be something analogous to that.
And to more of my point, how did I even forget this? I have had medium duck before. Took the
duck
ex-wife.
makes sense, yeah.
Yep. Took the ex-wife to a very nice dinner for a very nice day. And this is one of those restaurants where you knew you were in a fancy shit because the first question they asked us, would you like tapped, sparkling, or bottled water?
Oh yeah. If you get a choice of water, you're somewhere fancy.
So so the
You're paying
special that
a
night,
lot.
or just in Europe.
yeah, the special that night was this duck over delicious shenanigans that I cannot, because they are all gourmet stuff. And then the waitress like, "How do you like your duck?" And my head
How do you like
my
your,
head
I have no idea how I would answer that question.
But that's
How
the
do you
thing. My
like your
head
duck?
I immediately started panicking in my head. I'm like, "There's levels to duck," but she quickly went. The chef recommends me. I'm like, you know what? Whatever the fuck he says, bro.
Yeah.
He gets paid to know what's good.
Right.
And
the
it was
guy
one of
cooking the
best
duck,
meals
I
I've ever
trust
had.
him to tell me how much the duck needs to be cooked. Let's just put it that way.
Yep, and it was the best duck I've ever had. $170
Best
meal
duck
for the
you
two
ever
of us with
Oof.
one drink each.
Oof. It's an expensive duck.
So
Jeez.
so
You could buy a
some
shotgun
real
and shoot the duck yourself for that much money. Go ahead.
some real quick producing. In Japan, they have chicken sashimi, but
What?
it does carry a risk of salmonella
That sounds like
and
a bad
other
idea.
food poisoning.
I
That
thought
sounds
that
like
was
a really
a
bad
meme.
idea.
That's a literal meme in the Asian American community. That's real.
Is it?
Yeah.
I
We
don't-
joke about like chicken sashimi, like
It seems like someone's eating it. I don't know.
okay, this is from Facebook.
But Laser
that's
World says,
meme.
yeah, I get my eggs from a farm and don't refrigerate them. That's one way to do it. I know, yeah, especially like Europe, a lot of people don't refrigerate their eggs just because we in the U.S. have a coating on them, so you refrigerate them versus not eating them and all that blah.
Brady, how would I pronounce this? Torishashi.
That's chicken sashimi.
Is that
Torishashi.
Oh, Torishashi. Okay. That's what my Google's telling me what it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it-
it's thinly sliced raw chicken breast that may be served as is or lightly seared, but it's crucial to understand that eating raw chicken carries risks due to potential bacterial contamination like
Bad idea.
salmonella and Campylobacter.
Yeah, not. I'm gonna go ahead and cook the chicken and go ahead and not have those risks associated for no reason at all. So, anyway, well, I don't know how the hell we got here, but we did. But I think this is a good place for us to start wrapping things up. We have successfully spun the wheel for everyone who joined us. Thank you everyone who hung out. Thank you to Addie. Thank you to Jared. Thank you to Detective McCarsell. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to Brady. Everyone who called in. I appreciated our Swift report, our Karen Reed knowledge. We talked sports. We had a lot of fun tonight. So I wanted to make a little more progress on RimWorld. Our quest is still to find a kyber crystal so we can get that lightsaber lit up for Ben, but we've got a goal. We've got something to work towards. So at least they're, they have a roof over their head and they're surviving for now. So fun little vehicle for us here on the Backstage. But thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Please, if you haven't liked the video, subscribe to the channel. And I hope to see you tomorrow.
We got 138 people watching, so
YouTube is broken. I don't know that, or people really like RimWorld. I don't know. And we're not even playing RimWorld anymore, so it's definitely a bot or something.
I really think YouTube has to be broken because, as someone pointed out, we'd have a lot more comments, but also,
of course,
I think we'd have more than 11 votes in the poll.
Another one. Yeah, right. Exactly.
I just
but
want to
hey,
say,
you know what? Let's feed the ego for a little bit. Brady, what did you want to say?
In case there are 137 people watching, if there's raw poultry, it must be a delicacy because yeah,
good food service announcement, because we know RFK is not doing it anyway.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah, we're this show is cook your poultry. Cook your poultry. JMB.
Cook your poultry, pasteurize your milk. Official stance of the Blathering Backstage.
And get vaccinated. JMB, yes. Vermintide 2 is my DS9. Let's just put it that way for now. Okay. So, all right. I love you all. Thank you everyone for being here. You guys are the best. I hope you will tune in to the Blathering tomorrow on Ken's channel, the big show for Thursday night. And I hope to see you there. So take care, everybody. Thank you again for your time. Have a great night. Be good to each other.
Later, guys.
Bye.